Yeah. It's a good song.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Struck.
Hurricane. Band of
It's our East Coast song.
Band of Heathens. It was. We were on the East Coast and we said, "What is the song that we're listening to in this bar?"
We
So
are
good.
live. Excellent. How about that?
And that was that. I mean, that really set the mood for the whole trip.
Fantastic.
Nothing like a song about New Orleans while we're in the upper northeast of the country.
Is this the first Q&A
Really
that I've
ties
been
it
back
together.
on for
Yeah.
2 weeks now?
Yeah.
No, maybe not 2 weeks. A week.
No, you were gone. You were gone for that stretch of time, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Anthony's
No
been,
way.
You've been gone.
So, and I want to apologize ahead of time because on the Monday podcast, I said, hey, if everybody votes yes, then I will wear my lederhosen from Oktoberfest
How many
here.
votes did we
What
get?
a disappointment.
Honestly, I didn't even check, and that's the
Okay.
problem is that I totally forgot. So
Let me pull it up here on the
I want to
Bag Company
apologize.
YouTube channel. I'm going to see
So-
how many comments were actually
now that we
brought
actually
in.
have feedback, direct feedback of people that I can see, if you want me to wear my lederhosen for the main show, type 1. If you'd like me to wear my lederhosen for the Q&A next Thursday, type 2. And then we'll have a good tally of votes for
Right.
what would
Okay.
make the most sense. Like, do they want to see me sit for 2 hours in this leather getup?
Very uncomfortable. I don't think people realize how hot it
Well,
gets.
there's
in
10
this room.
comments on that episode.
Oh, dang it. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm just looking.
I didn't even see them.
Okay, so there was one.
Okay, one.
Oh, no, there's two. G. Davis.
Yeah.
So
He
G.
wanted to
Davis
see me in
wanted
the
to see him.
leather.
Jensen Fleming.
Okay, so 2 people.
It's 2 there. Anthony is back. Missed work. Yeah, sure. Sharuka says yes, and Joe Chen Hubauer yes also. So you
Okay.
had 4 votes.
Okay, so
Out of those 10 comments.
I am sorry that I let you guys down. I would be happy to wear the leather getup again.
The leather,
on...
just a leather getup or a leader?
No, the full lederhosen.
Okay,
I mean,
you
I'm
wanna
going
go
to
with
wear
the
it,
leather
and
daddy.
so I'll wear the full thing with the button up. And I would like you to keep a tally. Yes, Tim, let me know what they're thinking. Do I wear them for the main show? Do I wear them for the Q&A? Or do I not wear them at all? I guess press a 0 if you don't want me to wear them at all, and you want me to be naked.
I don't know.
Let's
we want to
not.
do that.
Okay,
Let's
that's not
not.
an option. All
Right,
right.
Don't need that in a hot room. It's just gonna be nasty.
I like
and
that idea.
Sweaty and
Now-
disgusting.
Getting straight into this, so you guys are probably wondering where Morgan is. Morgan is currently returning a car that we were using for a shoot earlier, so she'll be in here in just a little bit.
Yeah, she'll be like 20 minutes late, but she'll be here.
So it's going to be the 3 amigos for the first bit of this, and I think
I'm chewing high chews.
okay.
I want to join in that.
So
looks like a
while
good
they
time.
have a sore jaw, I guess I'll start in on this to catch up. So we got Pan Rectangle says so whoop, and then we have Hey Levite, thanks for showing me your crevice tool mod.
The fun thing about that, I
yeah.
don't know who Rectangle is because of so many people asked to see photos. Got
Really?
many messages.
Yeah.
Send me pictures. Send me pictures. Send me
So
pictures.
typically when people ask for pictures of my crevice tool, I charge them. But
I'm that kind of guy.
Well, it's better that they ask
it,
for a crevice tool rather than
I
just
call
a
it.
crevice.
I call it. It's a free space. I hope that what I'm able to provide helps them in their day-to-day life.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
You know, I feel weird charging for it because I get pleasure out of it as well.
Everybody's getting pleasure. Good. So Rectangle says, "Oh man, what happened to my comments? They were definitely there. Don't worry."
saw 'em.
Anyways, so whoop, and then we got Hans closing, staying up late as usual, saying, "Ding dong, open up."
Oh, he
That's-
is the one who
That
knocks.
is
Oh,
pretty
I mean,
much
rings
the
the bell.
last thing I want him saying at my door. Just him being at my door would be pretty terrifying. No offense, Hans.
When you get out here, I will drive you over to Anthony's house in the late evening, and we'll just ring the doorbell.
Please don't ever do that.
Like,
you don't
go
even
up and I
have to
will
do
hide.
that. It's a camera, so you just
I know, but
walk
what
right
I
up.
do is I will hide so he doesn't see me,
Yeah.
and then I'll tell him which house it is, and I'll let Hans walk up to it.
So he says, nobody home. That's even more scary.
Oh.
More stroopwafel for me. Yee. I like that.
Nice.
We got Rectangle says, I got my hands on some of that yellow O&R, and I love it. Hands down my favorite. We like it a lot. I think the yellow O&R, it smells really good. It's a little slicker, and I like the fact that it has those gloss enhancers in it to really bump up the shine for a normal everyday wash. It's just unfortunate that you have to go to a dealer to buy it. So
Yeah,
And
you can't just buy it from
not a
any
dealer, sorry,
supplier or
installer.
distributor.
Well, you can. You can just get it at opticoat.com.
Or
That's
yeah,
true.
or get an
Yeah.
Opticoat. Yeah.
You get it through them.
So, all right. So jumping straight into this, going down here, we got Hans Closen says rectangle, but as Luke would say, can it foam? No, it cannot. Riley S says, what dilution for foaming ONR? And okay, God.
He's just putting a bunch
Why
of trigger
is
words
this
that he knows
happening?
will
He
drive
says,
us
haha,
insane.
just kidding, guys. Happy
Okay.
to finally make the Q&A again. It's been a few weeks.
Oh, I see the traffic film. Okay, sorry, I got really upset for a second.
traffic film. It was foaming ONR. It was all the
Yeah,
things.
so Hans Closen says filming traffic, big no. LOL. We got Bait Addict.
The Bait Addict is back.
Baiting hard with his bait crew. So he says, sup, bait crew. Ordered a gallon of paint prep and 2 blue FTWs to see how they would do as a final wipe down drying aid towel. How safe are they on soft black finishes? As safe as the best towel ever? Question mark.
Yeah, they should be fine.
365s.
Should be good. man.
Yeah, realistically, I mean, you're working with a 70-30 blend, so you're just looking at a difference in the way the weave is. But they are arguably just as safe. So just throwing that out there. All right, so take it away, Levi Jax.
Thank you. Appreciate it for calling me a jackass there.
Yes.
I put the tears from when I cry at night into my Foam Pro 2, and it works wonders.
This is already starting off as a weird Q&A.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
starting this early down the weirdness.
So Bait Addict said
That's
Edgeless
jumping right to
365 also said, have you guys used different paint preps to have a chance to see which one is the least grabby, yet cleans the surface thoroughly for coating or wax sealant? Then he ended up buying a gallon of paint prep. It's way cheaper than 4 liters of eraser or panel wipe. Having used many Optimum products, I just felt confident this product will be awesome too. So we've tried a fair number of paint preps and erasers and things like that.
I think some of the grabbiness is just a clear surface, is it not?
Yeah, a lot of it is just surface tension. So I noticed that, like, I think we were all in agreement. Panel wipe from G-Technic is probably the strongest.
Absolutely,
prep
That stuff will-
solvent.
yeah.
I like paint prep because I really like PNS's paint coating surface prep.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they do a really good job of cleaning the surface without providing any extra oils or solvents or anything like that that gets in the paint. Because panel wipe has a solvent in it. You can see it when you spray it on the surface.
But that's also why
it works so
functions the way
well.
it does.
But I agree, you kind of have to have something of everything in your arsenal. But I really like paint prep for its normal, everyday use of just wiping a surface down and cleaning it. Works really great.
Well, I mean, and that's kind of in the. Well, it says it in the directions. I mean, to be used on anything that you want a nice, clean surface. And what's also cool about paint prep is you can also use it on windows as well. So that's why Optum doesn't really. They don't have like a dedicated. Well, they have glass cleaners and they have glass protectants, right? But a way to get kind of around the traditional glass cleaners, just use paint prep on your glass and it works just as fine. So that's another way to use it as well.
Not a bad way to go.
Yeah.
And then Riley S is 5-1 a good dilution for foaming tears.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Rectangle says, Levi, I want to thank you for showing me your crevice tool mod. As I said before, Rectangle's identity is still unknown because I got so many requests to see the crevice
You answered
tool.
a lot. He just blended right in.
Yeah. Bait Addict Riley, foaming tears works if you have OptiCoat no rinse in the dilution, 5-1, but add an ounce of OptiCoat no rinse. Works great. Lots of lubrication, and the salt of the tears helps in the winter.
Yeah.
Provides a little bit of abrasion, so you can break through some of that
I
stuff.
thought you were trying to get rid of the salt.
Christopher Beard back. Had an interview with a territory manager and regional manager for a job. I've been wanting, hit it off pretty well with them, only to find out tomorrow if I got the job, then off to New York for training. I have never been to New York. Wow. Well, good luck, man. If you get that job, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackass, I foam my tears at 10-1. I'm not sad enough for 5-1 yet. Bait Addict says, those are rookie numbers. Jackass, need to up the dilution.
Man.
And then Bait Addict said something horrible. So cold and mean-spirited. I just can't believe it. Also says, Bait Crew audio is only in the left channel.
So it looks like we have some troubleshooting on the back end.
So we'll
Tim's
see.
probably.
We'll figure it out.
thanks,
He's
Tim.
already got it.
These are from the past.
Adam Thurman, we're going back in the past. Oh, hey, gentlemen. Yep, audio left channel only. Riley S. Anthony, your outfit let me
I
down.
know. I am sorry. I am.
Adam
I need a
oh, my
space.
gosh. Adam
Whoa.
Thurman says
Okay.
that votes for number 2, which I don't remember if you're going to the bathroom or...
No, I think the Q&A. I think they said
okay.
one
He
was the
gave them
main show,
options.
2 was the Q&A, and I think they want to see me sit
3
for...
is naked.
2
and 3 is
hours.
naked, which Pancake with syrup
Really?
wants to just
He
pour some
voted
of
for
that syrup
3
on
times.
me.
Yeah.
And-
I thought that was 0 was naked. You said 0.
Oh, what was 3 then? I don't even
I
think
don't
3 was
remember
an
what
option.
3 was.
I don't know. We'll find out.
That was strange.
So Yoshi says, right audio channel. Oh, wait. Danny Israel. What's up, guys? Look, it's Anthony. Welcome back to the Q&A, and you'll hopefully remember and hopefully love. I'm doing a quick hi in the video. All right.
Hopefully you
Awesome.
remember and hopefully
Hi.
love. What a weird line.
That's great.
yeah.
Yeah, I've never
Bait
heard
Addict
that
2.
before.
Votes for number 2. Yoshi, right channel, audio way down. There's audio, but barely. Adam Blackwell votes for 2. Riley votes for 2. Pancake with syrup, triple threes. Luke Berge, hey y'all. So after next day, Nate told me I could foam O&R. I figured I'd try it myself first. But it ended up not being O&R and ended up being undiluted wheel acid. My skin started melting off. Should I use Beadmaker or Last Cut to fix my skin? Beadmaker, of course.
It's
Riley
not going to
asks,
fix it. It's just going to protect what's there.
do your final wipe with the Eagle blanket. That's the right way to do it. Hans closing. Who's the new guy? Looks so relaxed and well rested. And then Hans, 4 times votes for number 2.
Wow. Just,
Okay.
Okay.
Tim, you
just
can bring it up.
spamming. And now we scroll down to see what the next. There.
No,
the
my
comments.
God.
Yes.
Holy comments. Okay, here we go.
Adam goes, Morgan, how was your time at Rupes?
We
Well,
will
I'm
find
sure
out.
she
Yeah.
will be
Find
able
out
to
when
tell
she
us
gets in.
all about it when she actually gets here.
Danny Israel, Anthony, 2 hours. Yes. Q&A. Dane, you got to wear your bathrobe next week.
Ugh.
Oh, that'd be great.
Said nobody.
I would love to see it.
I would love to see Dane wearing a bathrobe with mail inside of it. So, like, you know what I mean? Mail tucked away in it.
You got
That
to be careful. That's got his
Oh.
personal
No.
information on it.
I would look like the
bring-
crazy old man in Art School Confidential. Like that would just be
you could bring your shredder into. So, fun fact, guys, I missed the whole mail portion of the whole thing, right? Of that. Was it the main show or the Q&A?
It was
That was a main
It was a
show.
main show.
So I missed that whole portion. I didn't listen to
Went on
that.
the
And
plane.
I went back and listened to it, and I just died, dude. And I couldn't get over it. So I want that mail room to be a part of the lore that is Dane's house, along with the Christmas tree
It
and
would be-
Liz
it
and
would be
everything
great
We're
else.
really
if Dane brought
painting
in-
a messed
It
up
would be great if
picture
Dane did
of
bring in the
reality.
shredder and was like on one of the episodes and just had a little stack of mail he had to shred. We're like, Dane, what are you doing? He's like, just like I said,
Just
remember
catching
guys,
up
cycling.
a little bit at a time.
I've allotted
Don't
every
wanna
hour.
overheat, don't want to overheat the shredder.
Every
Yeah.
hour, 6 pieces of mail go in that shredder.
It's the limit to not
We
to
got
have.
2
He doesn't need a
hours.
cooling system with 6 piece an hour, so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And able to keep it going and provides enough capacity so it doesn't get overrun.
They told me to pace myself.
Yeah.
We got George Zapata says hello from San Clement. We
San
got
Clemente.
Sam. Is it? How do you know that? It
Because
could be
that's what it
Clement.
No, it's not.
Mike
know it's not.
Mike Smeckens says, "Hey guys from Indiana."
What's up, Mike?
We got Yoshi says, "Has Dane finally managed to sell his Volvo?"
In theory, we
Fun-
haven't seen an actual check and/or titles transfer yet. so
Fun fact:
Oh,
it
we-
was sold
did we-
until it wasn't.
Did we pass
Yeah.
some stuff?
It was sold, and then the kid wasn't able to get a loan. He had agreed to a price and said he'd buy it, and then he went to his bank and they
So
wouldn't give him a loan.
he didn't get a
so-
loan first. He decided to try and buy a car.
Well, you have to know what amount you're asking for when you
I
get a
know.
loan.
That's what I'm saying. You can still ask.
You can look for a pre-approval and say, I'm looking in this
Right,
range.
you can
and
do that. Yeah.
But no, wasn't able
good
to get
for-
it. And then
that's
what
awesome.
made it even better?
So
here-
the Volvo's back up in the market for a hefty $7,000.
Oh, hush. So here's the thing. So with that, after that guy fell through, I said, okay, well, I'll put it back out there. And sure enough, I had 4 other people who were interested. So I went to the next guy in line and let him know. And he went, oh, great, I'll be dropping into town on this day. So that day came, that day
When?
arrived, and he unfortunately told me after I messaged him when I hadn't heard from him that evening, I was like, the guys were asking me, oh, you want to go grab a drink after work? I was like, yeah, sure, but I need to be home by this time because the
Right.
guy's coming to look at the car. So I text the guy to figure out like what it's going to be. And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I ended up buying a different car from the lot while I was on my way into he was driving down from like Washington, and he stopped at a lot and found an XC70, a cross-country Volvo wagon, lifted, and he's like, I just couldn't pass it up, and goes, I work in the marijuana industry and red is too high profile for me, is what he said. And I was like, oh, he was coming down from Washington. So I was just like, okay. So he didn't end up buying it either. So then I went, great, now I got to go further down the line.
So Dane almost sold his car to a drug dealer.
Dane, and that car's still for sale. If you guys are interested, you can.
That's a hilarious thing to me. He knew it was red, and then he must have been like weighing it in his mind and waited until the last second to tell me. Great.
Yeah.
This is my luck.
All right. Riley S. says a number 2 for Dane's bathrobe. Prime Detail, Connecticut. Anthony, please stop sending out pictures of your crevice.
Dang.
Hans
Sorry.
says naked. That's a different show on the All Day Instagram, isn't it?
I don't know what that is.
Hans likes that plan that I set forth of him ringing the doorbell.
Okay.
Riley S. Anthony, what are some of your favorite German gummies? Mine are Haribo Picoballa, followed by Haribo Bunte Schnecken, Fruit Mania, and Spaghetti. Haribo's the best.
So, the Haribo, is it Haribo or Haribo?
I don't know.
Haribo.
I don't like gummies.
I always pronounce it Haribo.
I always called it Haribo.
You're a gummy man. I am not a gummy
I
man.
love
All about them
gummies.
gummies.
And I mean, I could write a list of all the gummies I liked, but basically the new ones that I tried there, I don't remember the names of them. There was a watermelon combination where it was like a red and green little pieces, little squares. And then there was one they were sour French fry gummies, right? Is what they were.
French fry flavor?
and they're
salty?
sour, like that
No,
is
no,
just
they were
a
fruity.
weird-
Sour,
But
salty?
I loved them. The texture, I'm big on the texture. I like the gummier the better. But those are great. But I would have to say that some of my favorites would be probably the spaghetti. I really love just the original green and white frogs. And then the twin cherries are probably some of my favorites ever. I mean, that they have here in the States. But I tried a couple different ones there. But I didn't go to town as much as I should have. And I think it was because my eating schedule is so messed up between all the bratwurst and all of the other
Sauerkraut.
and beer. Yeah, I just couldn't.
You
top
know they
it.
have other food in Germany other than bratwurst,
I
sauerkraut, and beer.
couldn't find
Really?
anything
That's weird.
else. That was
Just literally that was
honestly
it.
that was pretty
Yeah.
much it.
It's
yeah.
like when you went to Italy and there was only pizza.
It was just
available.
Bavarian food, is what it was. So lots of gravies, potatoes.
Yeah,
man.
that sounds actually really good.
I do want somebody to give me the name of it. It's a breaded potato, but I can't remember what the name of that is called.
Lars, if you're listening, Anthony needs a breaded potato.
It's a breaded potato. It has a name. I just don't know what the name
Potatoes
was.
and bread.
deep fried.
It's like a
taters.
dumpling, like a potato
Like
dumpling.
French
I
fries,
don't know
but
what.
Very nice.
Still in their original habit.
Anyway.
All right. Luke Berge, Dane, thank you for tagging me in your post. I probably would have forgot otherwise. Today feels like a Monday. I am
why I
sorry,
do it.
Luke. That sucks. Hans did say mess up his Ring doorbell. Adam Blackwell, that crevice tool mod is crazy good. Thanks for sharing.
See, fun
Adam
little
Thurman.
detail hacks.
Audio is fixed. Rag says, Adam, thanks for letting us know. That was Tim. Ian Connell, any tips for correcting and coating a white paint? More of a weekend detailer and jumping into the deep end, polishing hard white paint on my Golf. Ian, you cannot mess that up. That's the best part about white paint and a Volkswagen. You can basically do anything. Last cut, an orange pad on a little Harbor Freight polisher. You could do some. You could make that thing really shiny.
That's
So
the thing.
Just
If you
have some fun. White is easy.
You can
Never
get it like
gonna mess
80
up.
to 90%. Nobody else is gonna see that
Yeah.
stuff unless you're like right on it with a light. It's just not.
Yeah.
Nicholas Holzer says hello from Italy.
Hello.
He was
Hello.
following you around. You didn't know. He was
yeah.
checking you guys out when you guys were wandering around Rome.
Could have. I was always actually wondering when I was walking around. When I was
People
walking around.
recognize you?
Does someone here know
No,
me?
not that people would know me.
How vain.
Because I was wearing Rag Company logo stuff, and I was wondering would anybody recognize this
Right,
logo outside of that, right? Because fun fact, I did see somebody wearing a bodybuilding.com shirt
Okay.
Whoa.
that did live in Europe, and I was like, oh crap, Boise brand, that's awesome, but didn't
Yeah.
say anything.
Womp womp.
Well, at least you tried.
Yeah.
Rectangle then said a dirty word. Didrik, hey guys, Anthony heard the pod about your trip. Did you see the Pantheon?
I did. Yes, I saw when we were in Italy. We saw mostly every. Or we were in Rome. We saw mostly all of the main thing, like
The
the
things you'd expect to see.
yeah. So we saw like the fountain. We saw the Spanish Steps, and we saw the Roman Forum. We saw the Colosseum. We did like a walk around and saw most of that stuff. So
That's nice.
that's
Sounds
cool.
like it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Danny Israel says, Next Day Nation checking in.
Checking it.
Hey, Morgan
Hey.
McMurray.
hey, everybody, give it a
She really should have entered
Wow.
like Kramer. That would have been
guys.
awesome.
Wow.
So glad I can make it today.
Headphones.
All right.
Not for me.
Okay.
She doesn't.
All
care
right.
Thanks for offering.
headphones.
Oh, I
Okay.
see that we're getting nice and cozy in here.
I am. I'm
Yeah.
cold. My hands are cold, so I'm.
That's
right.
I got my gloves that Didrik
Perfect.
sent up.
Well, and you know
Cold
what?
as hell.
Cold as hell. Is
Look
what
a
they
few
say.
comments down. This is perfect timing for her to segue
Yeah.
into talking about her trip.
So
and just
Nat-
a few more comments.
Natyra Williams, hey family, it's Thursday again already. I missed the 15 minutes, I think. Topic, we had no topic.
No.
Mostly, if you want to see Anthony in his lederhosen, which he forgot, So you need to tell us. And then Dane in his bathrobe with mail.
Yeah.
If you'd like to do that as
I'd
well.
love that. That would be
That
amazing.
would be pretty funny. Just gets
Can't
comfy.
win.
Yeah.
Hans, and then Brian Rivard, hello from Naples, Florida. Finally purchased a few double twistress towels. They are incredibly awesome. Great job, Brian.
Good choice.
Good
Very
job.
good choice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hans, Dane has a Jagan bathrobe? Well, I
I mean,
think that's what that bathrobe's primarily
For. I mean, it's just.
I
Or
call
when-
it the Hefner.
Okay.
Oh man, Morgan, you might want to leave
Didn't
on
need to
this
know.
one.
I
Didn't
was
need to
trying
know that.
stall as long as I
No.
Yeah.
could, and I knew what was going to happen.
For shame.
Oh,
All right.
and now the DVK.
Who's that?
DVK's here.
What's up,
Dylan.
boys?
Stranger.
So Dylan's in the house. Michael Cricks, hey guys, thanks for all the great info. What is the deal with ceramic coating plasti dipped rims? God or bad?
Wow,
I'm
those are our
sure-
options. God or bad? Not
That
good or bad,
is,
but we're like
there is a
God
lot in
or
between
bad.
there
So
that we're
that's
not
a range. That's
really
a real
addressing.
range.
I don't really think you should ceramic coat something that's that temporary. Plasti dip?
Dude, have you ever seen? Okay, have you guys?
You can wax plasti dip.
Have any of you
Yeah, you
ever
could.
seen anybody that has clear coated over Plasti Dip or vinyl, like a vinyl wrap?
Yeah.
So
It better be one hell of a
I had a
good
friend
job.
that made that mistake. Right, it was several years ago. He clear coated over his Plasti Dip because he loved the Plasti Dip so much. Right.
Oh, yeah. Like you do.
It's
Especially when
very-
it's black.
a
Something-
great look.
Something happens like on a chemical level to where you actually have to chip off the Plasti Dip. It doesn't peel, and
But it fractures.
Yes, but like I'm talking, you're looking at a plastic scraper
It's
in a lot of
flaky.
time.
It's very flaky.
Yeah, and imagine getting into a lug and having to kick that out.
Yeah, so that's
Nightmare.
what happened to me.
That happened to you?
But I didn't use like actual like the 2K clear or anything. I just used like the Plasti Dip like.
Oh, the shiny
you-
clear.
did
for
you
do that
plastic.
on your
Oh
old
yeah,
Focus?
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
did.
Okay.
Oh,
Plenty of times.
Morgan.
And then the other wonderful thing was everyone at my high school loved that I did my wheels, so they also wanted theirs done.
So then
So-
you were selling the services of Morgan's got some
That's
plastic
clear
different
coat.
though, because back when I had my Honda Element, one of the things I did was Plasti Dip the wheels, and I put that
I remember
plastic
that.
clear
I
over
remember
it.
that car.
And that had the plastic
And
clear.
had
But that
racing
stuff
stripes
is
on it.
I left it
temporary.
on for so long that it literally was so hard to get off. And then when I was supposed to be selling my car, my dad was like, "You need to get that crap off. Like it looks so trashy, no one's gonna buy it." And I was like, "Fine." And I could not get it off. I took it down because I didn't have a pressure washer like at my parents' house, so I had to take them one by one in the car to the
Oh.
coin wash and like try and pressure wash it, and it was literally the worst thing ever.
See, if
Yeah.
only you'd had
Never
like
again.
a good tar remover at the time or
I
something,
know,
right?
I
Oh.
know.
Well, the hard part was my friend's wheels that he did it on was a 2014 WRX, right? That has the multi-spoke wheels, right? And those have a very tight spoke pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, those don't clean up.
Yeah,
you
clean
can't, you can't do anything on that.
You see my C-Max. Imagine if I did it to those wheels.
No, nightmare.
It's just, ugh.
Dane has a C-Max. It's
It's
one
Liz's,
of the many
it's
5
Liz's
cars.
C-Max.
It's one of
Well,
the forgotten ones.
he signed the title over to her,
Yeah.
so
girl boss?
she owns it. Yeah, the C-Max is Liz did.
She drives
Oh,
it. It's
oh,
my car.
It's under
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
So here we go. So Hans goes and says, "Oh boy,
Oh.
Mr. Bigfoot is watching us."
That's right.
Dylan, really quick, did you pick up that new Orlock? What was I going to
Flannel?
say? Flannel from Dixon because
Warlock.
the Orlock.
Orlock.
I wanted it. I slept on it, and they sold out, so I missed out, and I'm pretty
get?
bummed. Okay, so we got Bait Addict says, "Oh, Anthony, I asked this question last week or the week back. Using my IK Foam 9, I can only clean maybe a set of wheels with Brake Buster once before the foam puck clogs up, and I have to replace it." So,
I've been dealing with this question for 2 weeks. And
So you would
my thing is mineral content in the water.
you would really want to probably if it's clogging up. So we've I've seen pucks that have turned completely black, and I've seen people use some all-purpose cleaner and wash them out and put them back in. Regardless, that puck is going to get wet. But one big thing, like Levi is saying, is that if you have a high mineral content in your water and it's hard water, that will clog that up, and that's not going to wash out. Right? You
Right.
can't wash out hard water with more hard water. It's not really a thing. So there you would have to replace it. But we have relatively hard water here. We have not had any issues with brake busters sitting in the IK9 for long periods of time in that puck itself without, and have to replace it. So I would take a look at your water. I would maybe take a look at your dilution to see what you're sitting at. If you're in the IK9, you could be doing Breakbuster 10-1 all day long and still getting foam and still getting some good cleaning ability. You can do 5-1, you can do 7-1, but the IK9, being that it does develop more, has a few more bars of power over the Pro 2 and of course the 1.5, you will be able to foam something at a lighter dilution. So something to think about. Try it out.
Mike Sickens says, and then Yoshi says the DVK has blessed us with his presence.
Yeah,
And Bait Addict, my dilution is probably 6-1. It works really well with a new puck, but it's tedious to replace every time, and you don't get that many with the tool. Then Mike Smeekins, Albanese gummies are great, located near Chicago. And then Bait Addict, never had this issue with AF wheel cleaner. I think that means Anthony Fisher's wheel cleaner, so I'm not sure. I released out the foamer too, or rinsed it out. The foam pack, when I'm removing it, looks slightly disintegrated and is black.
Yes. So I didn't even see that comment, but I made the comment about the black puck, right?
Yeah.
So I've seen people clean those black pucks out with all-purpose cleaner and rinse them out with water, and you could try that. That would be one idea, but you're not the first person that has called out the black puck specifically with Breakbuster. I just haven't been able to replicate that here, so I'm not saying that you're wrong or it's not possible, because it definitely is. Try 10-1, lighten the dilution. Maybe try distilled water. If you're storing your Breakbuster in your IK9 anyways, storing it with distilled water would probably be your best bet.
Yeah.
And then also Breakbuster stores particularly well. I mean, compared to a lot of other cleaners and a lot of other things that contain
It's really
detergents and surfactants and things like that are able to foam. So give it a try. See what happens.
I'd also send photos and video to Anthony@theragcompany.com. I know we don't want to release your info, Bait Addict, but that's really the best thing if you could send us some pictures so we know what you're talking about. Damali, Anthony, the German potato dumpling is called a canoodle.
That's exactly.
Pronounces it canoodle.
Hold on, I want to.
So you and Katie were canoodling while you were in Germany. I see what's happening.
We were doing that at night.
Oh, okay. Eating
during the day we were doing dumplings.
All right.
So really, sorry, but here we go. I think this is what he's asking about.
Did you try Schweinhaxen?
Is that the
Schweinhaxen?
You're holding it up for our camera, not theirs.
this one?
Schwein.
Yeah.
Schwein.
So anyways,
Schweinhaxen Porthawk.
So I had a lot of those. My favorite meal, I'm actually going to show you a picture of it because I loved it this much. But basically what it was actually mashed potatoes with sauerkraut in some kind of okay.
Oh my god.
So sorry. So
I can't
it was
even
like
see that.
it was
Can't
like
even see
And
it.
now
It's
they're
just
all like the
light.
illusion is destroyed. They're like, wait, there's more than one
it
camera.
was like so it was basically like sauerkraut with like shredded beef and mashed potatoes. And I guess now to go back to show you, because I'm sorry I didn't know that was the camera. Here's what it
Boom.
looked
Turn
like.
turn your phone so they can see it properly. No. Angle
And
it.
it's worse.
It's totally angled the wrong way.
Okay, they got it. Okay.
That's hilarious.
So anyways,
Okay.
but I had a lot of different German food, and let's just say that I was feeling like a plump German boy in those Lederhosen for those few days.
I'm full of Schweinhaxen and
Yeah,
Canoodle.
dude, I was a plump boy.
Oh,
So, but I had all the food. I tried to try every single dish that they had on the menu. One thing I didn't get a picture of was the chicken. You would have liked the chicken. It was like a normal chicken leg type of thing, but it had fried skin, but not like the fried battered fried, but like crispy skin. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like crispy things.
Really, really good.
There you go.
Anyway.
All right. Luke Berge, is the Miata sold yet, Dane?
No.
Okay. Next question. Ryan Ellinger. What you guys clean?
What?
I don't know. I can't read it. We need to scroll down.
Oh, we're at Ryan down there. Okay, we got to scroll down. Scrolling down. Down. There it is. Oh, wow. That was a lot. Okay.
All right. How would you guys clean Alcantara?
Is the Miata sold?
There we
We
go.
missed the.
I did. I said it,
okay,
and
okay.
he answered. So how would you guys clean Alcantara? Very gently.
I mean, that's the thing is you clean. It's sort of a microfiber, micro suede, if you will.
So is he asking how to clean Alcantara?
Yeah.
Oh, did you answer that?
No, I just said very carefully.
No, you can't say that.
Yeah, you gotta get.
No,
more
so
in depth.
I was waiting for one of you two to jump in.
No, I'll jump in. So Alcantara, you know who actually has a really good video on this? Matt just made a video on him cleaning. Eva Obsessed Garage just made a video on him cleaning his GTS or his GT3 RS. Sorry, my brain.
And that car has a lot of Alcantara on the interior.
So what he's using is it's actually a really good combination. So he's using the Color Lock brush. The Color Lock brush is a great brush, and you can use it on Alcantara. You can use it on leather. Morgan has seen the brush right in person,
Well, she
and
has a couple.
you have a couple, yeah. So that brush in combination, I've used Sonak's Alcantara cleaner for a few years, and I've always had great results with it. But I think Matt does a good job of explaining how Lars taught Matt and kind of how things work with that. And basically, you have a dirty surface. You want to agitate it, but then you also want to extract it as well. So basically, you're using your cleaner. You want to take some type of water or something damp, like a damp towel, to go back over the cleaner to remove the cleaner so that doesn't dry into the Alcantara. And then you want to dry extract it with like a vacuum of some sort. And that'll give you your soft plush feel. And I think the biggest thing with Alcantara is you don't want to scrub too hard. You don't want to really braid the surface because it can.
You don't want a lot of heavy detergents.
Well, and it could, because the fibers can pill, and the fibers can really start to break down, and you're basically cleaning microfiber, and you're using microfiber to clean microfiber. I think Alcantara's website just says use water and a terry towel is what it says on their website. You can introduce some cleaners, but something that's safe and delicate for that.
Like Optimum Carbon Fabric Clean and Protect is great at that.
Yeah.
O&R is great at that.
O&R would be great. I mean, I use O&R at home all the time, and I've always had really good results with my seats that have Alcantara.
The main point is not to be too aggressive.
Yeah. Riley S. says, I heard Morgan was at the Rupa's building building her own polisher. How does someone earn that opportunity? I believe
You got to know somebody who knows
I believe
somebody
you got to know somebody who knows somebody.
Or you're a supplier, that kind of thing. You get the invite. You can basically ask. I mean, Dylan's here. You can ask him in the comments. Good luck.
Yeah.
Hans wants to know, did you see Themo in Germany, Anthony?
Oh.
I didn't, unfortunately. I think he's in northern Germany. I was in pretty much the southern Germany. So
Sounds like Michael Crick swore.
Said something horrible. Okay.
Rectangle. Wow, Anthony, nice shirt. I didn't know you were a mechanic.
I am a mechanic. My spare time, I usually just hit things with a hammer until they fix themselves.
Perfect. Hans says, dang, Morgan, are you drinking all that?
I mean,
it's all that water.
That was the thought.
John Schluter, hey there, everyone. Hey, John, what's going on?
Yo.
Dylan Von Kleist says, hell yes, I did grab the Dixon Orloff.
I'm so upset. I can't believe I missed out on that. It's such a cool.
And it was $30?
It was $31.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm so mad.
I should have done it yesterday.
We both should have done it.
Should have. We
Yeah.
missed it. We both were talking about it's a great price. We should buy that, and then we didn't. Michael Cricks meant to say good. Lol, I thought that would not be a good idea to coat Plasti Dipped Wheels. Just needed some confirmation. I have a vehicle coming in this weekend. Yeah, I wouldn't. Just doesn't make sense. Bait Addict says, my TDS is 7 here in British Columbia. I think that's his hard water.
What's that add up to
No idea.
in parts per
Siri,
million?
what's a TDS?
No. What's
7.
What's 7 to parts per million?
Alexa, what's TDS 7?
Doesn't work like that.
What?
In the U.S.
No.
Did we run out of Excel?
It's the Daily Show.
Anyways,
Siri, answer me.
Christopher Beard.
Moving on.
For the Plasti Dip with clear coat, I made that mistake on my center caps. On one time, I ended up Plasti Dipping back over it, and believe it or not, all peeled right off. Did I just get lucky? Maybe, but it worked. Yeah, it sounds like you got.
Yeah, you might have gotten lucky.
Hey, look who's still awake. Whoa-woes. What's happening, guys? What have you been up to this week? You know,
I gotta
same
imagine
old.
it's pretty late where he
Same
is.
old,
Yeah,
same
he's
old.
probably getting ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
Let's see. The
Molly.
water isn't hard here in BC though. So
Okay.
yeah.
Danny says hello.
Hello.
Hey, Danny. Didrik, has any of you tried to paint correct the V90? I had a black V90
Cross
country last week. It was a hell of a job to prep it for a coating. No, Didrik, none of us have done any of the new Volvos.
But
I
it's
love
such
those
a
V90s
good-looking
though. That is
car.
my favorite new wagon out there.
Killer
I would
wagon.
love it exactly the way it is. I have no complaints at all.
Except for the powertrain.
That's why I'm saying that, because I knew Dana had an excuse as to why he didn't like them.
It's an awesome car, but I can't stand their like turbo super hybrid charged 4-cylinder. Like I want the car to sound good. Like it runs good, but man, it would bug me spending that much money on a car and not having it sound cool.
Yep.
Or in the case of a Tesla, maybe no sound at all. That's also cool.
The Royal Air Force just started to use O&R with a red sponge in a 5-gallon bucket. Do you have use new O&R in 5-gallon bucket every time you wash the car, or can you use it for multiple washes? You can use it for multiple washes. Keep that red sponge in the bucket of O&R. You don't have to change it. The key is just don't let it touch the bottom of the bucket. So that's why we recommend a grit guard of some sort. Because the very bottom of the O&R bucket is where all that stuff kind of settles and sits and stuff. So you just want to make sure that I usually say about 3 weeks is about what you can get. But basically just use it until all the O&R is gone, until you get to the grit guard. Sound good?
Yeah, simple enough.
Anthony.
All right, where are we at?
Damali
says, yes, Anthony, that's the stuff. Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. Bait Addict says, RAF, it's safe to use for multiple washes. Just depends on how dirty the cars are, and if you just don't mind using, the solution again. Damali says, Levi, yep. Schweinhaxen.
Yep.
Schweinhaxen, good old German food. Went for my B-Day in June 2018 for 3 weeks and traveled all over. Even randomly ran into Magnus Walker, the Porsche collector, in Stuttgart. We actually Magnus has used our towels, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's true, actually. If you look back on his Instagram feed, you can see him laid out all over the hood of one of his 911s.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Natyrus Williams says, looks tasty, yum. It was really good. Very heavy. Like, you eat that and you're sitting there and you're kind of breathing kind of heavy for a little bit. Totally worth it. Riley S. says, what airline and reel make up the ADA Complete Air Solution Package? Does TRC use the same Complete Air Solution Package? How about at the MOS HQ?
Great question, Riley. Glad you asked that. No, we don't use the same air system here at the TRC HQ that I use at the MOS HQ or at the ADA HQ.
It's kind of ridiculously huge here.
Here we run a 60-gallon Champion compressor, and we have that plumbed, just deadheaded straight into an airline. We haven't done anything for. We built some regulators. We did some stuff, but we had some own issues, and with the move into the new building, we're going to wait to do it properly.
That's the biggest reason,
with air dryers and things like that
for the new.
As to my current setup, it's at the MOS HQ is a California Air Tools branded Husky that I got as a birthday present from my dad. No. And it's a double stacked, about a 4-gallon compressor, but has a high CFM and high pressure and a quick refill, which is really great.
Quiet as well.
Which is quite nice. And then I have that sistered into a 6-gallon auxiliary tank. Wow. So I'm able to produce over 10 gallons of air.
Amazing.
In a span of about a minute.
Wow.
And I'm able to run it at a very high 120 PSI out of my air guns. So
that is amazing.
Enough air
to run.
Yeah.
So that's it is sistered. That's what the term is when you put two things together. You sister them.
It's literally the first time I've ever heard that. So that's
really
news to
wow.
me.
That's surprising.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you sister air tanks together, you connect them by a line. So
Yeah.
Usually like a thing about this big, and you stick them together, and one
that
side goes
part
in one hole and the other goes in the other. And
no. I get the concept. I just hadn't heard it called that
all right.
before.
Well,
okay.
Anyway, Anthony, tell us about what kind of air system do you like running?
The air system that I have at home. So I'm running a.
And I don't have a hose reel. I just have a hook on a wall.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm running a rigid 6-gallon pancake. I believe it's got I want to say it's a 2-point-something CFM. Not the most powerful thing in the world. It's a 150 PSI max is what it is on that. Loud as all hell. Mm-hmm. That thing, I thought at first, I'm like, it's not that bad, right? I have it in the corner of my garage, and it just kind of echoes off of there. So I turn that thing on.
You get some foam.
And I almost want
a little foam room for it.
I almost want to step out of the garage because it's so loud. To be honest, it's a medium fill. It's not fast. It's not super slow. It's just kind of right in the middle. But it does the job. I think the biggest, I guess the coolest part about it is I like the way that I have my hose connection set up with my reel. So I have a Husky reel. I'm running. Did I say I was running 50 foot or 100 foot?
A lot of hose.
It's a ridiculous amount of hose.
We all know Anthony runs a lot of hose.
I think it might be somewhere in the middle, like 75 or 100. And so I.
What? You're right. You have a copious.
Did you say I run through a lot of hose?
I just said you run a lot of hose.
Both of those are.
It's a copious amount.
Yeah. Well, so
Sometimes you gotta reel it in.
I have quite a bit of hose length.
Okay. Yeah.
The length of my hose is pretty insane. So
Substantial. Moving on.
So basically,
Substantial.
how my system works is
Tremendous.
coming out of my actual compressor, as I have an air filter right onto my compressor, and then my compressor goes into my hose line. My hose line goes into my reel, and I have quick disconnects on everything there. And so I like to rate a solution package by the amount of quick disconnects you have. I would say mine's like an 8 out of 10. I
Okay.
have pretty much every quick disconnect you could think of. It's more the quality of those quick disconnects.
Mine are just normal Husky quick disconnects.
I have
brass.
I have one at the very end of my quick disconnect for my main accessory swap out.
Yeah.
I have one little air seep that I can hear coming out of it. Can you not do that, Morgan? And other than that, though,
So
it's held up great. I really just wish it wasn't as loud. That's the one
Morgan,
thing.
your air solution package, the Morgan McMurray air solution package.
Yeah,
What do you got?
so
M&M.
I have a 2-gallon tank in the trunk of my car, which I use to
On demand air at all times.
Exactly. So it's actually great because it is portable.
Right.
Take it everywhere that I go.
Great
much.
for mobile detailers.
Great for
Yeah.
mobile detailers.
I mean, it's
exactly.
piped right into your suspension.
It
So.
is. It's
impressive.
very well integrated to my car as a whole.
But if you needed to fill up tires or anything like that,
I could.
you could draw some air from
Yeah.
there.
I could if I.
I know
needed
the
to.
Next Day Nate air solution package that he has a ARB compressor mounted in his engine bay.
Ooh.
So he's able to fill up on the go or be able to run the vehicle and blow out the interior if need be.
Yeah.
So really great package as well. 2 great mobile systems that work really well. And then we've got our shop-based systems
Right.
in our HQs. And then Dane, what's your air solution package?
I
has
had
a
this
can
flat
of
tire kit
compressed
that
air.
came with the C-Max, had a nice air compressor in there, and that's what I
Oh,
got.
very nice.
Yeah.
One of those small ones.
Yeah.
Still
I keep,
portable,
I keep it
light,
in the back of the
efficient.
Jag because those low-profile tires, you just never know.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. Great.
Always
have
be
any
ready.
stress.
So it seems like we got most of the bases covered in terms of air.
Well, and that's the thing. I think that is my system the most perfect system? Do I love it? I'm not in love with it. I think that it does enough for what I need it to do. But like if it were to be any more high end or complex, right? I would need to justify using it like every day.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't
You know
feel
what I
like
mean?
you're using
I leave
it.
mine on all the time. It
Like-
just runs.
Because I'm just sitting here thinking to myself,
Sometimes at 3 a.m, I hear it kick on. And it scares me.
you're like at least it's still going. But
My
it's-
wife always says before I leave, I need to make sure I unplug the air compressor.
yeah,
She's like,
no.
I don't want to turn it on.
Well,
Better to be sure.
yeah, I only run it when I need to. I think that if it was any more high end, I would need to justify using it more. But I think what I like the most about it, that whole setup, is that whole setup was still under $200.
Yeah.
Which having that much hose running through
Well,
all
it's nice
those hose,
being able to having that many hose and only having to spend $200.
yeah, I mean that's a great deal.
Really?
Who's gonna complain?
That's a ton of
right.
hose.
All that hose.
You
Speaking
can't,
of complaining, I feel like there's a lot of
pretty
other
impressive.
comments.
You
that
can't
need
find
our
that deal
A
in
lot
a
of
big
bang
city.
for your buck.
A lot of other questions
Nice try,
that need
Dane.
our
Really
attention
nice.
here.
Really
All
nice
right.
try.
Riley S. says, you probably figured out that I want to up my air game, but I don't necessarily need to Prevost up it either.
Yeah.
Prevost.
Yeah.
Prevo.
Rectangle says, so yeah, Riley, there's a lot of different options. You could go the Morgan McMurray route and have some portable on-demand air.
Yeah.
Which weirdly
from your
costs a
vehicle.
lot more than either of your
Yeah,
guys'
mine's-
air solutions.
mine's
I
Strange.
don't know how that.
What I'd love to do is build a
That
Home Depot
works.
air solution package like a Master of Shine HQ, but for air suspension.
And just
Wow.
plywood it into the trunk
Yeah,
of the
just-
Elantra.
Just carry it around the back.
God.
Just
Set
a
it up.
hammer. That works.
I don't need to hammer it, and I could probably build it pretty good. Rectangle. I just put the yellow O&R in my steamer, and wow, it smells like heaven in here. Nice. Very good. Luke Berge, I told y'all I buy the Miata if it comes with an Eagle blanket. Luke Berge is
He's
working on his
always
second
trying.
Eagle blanket at
Yeah,
the moment.
one's
He
not
has
enough.
currently taken delivery of a first Eagle blanket.
He had to buy it off the black market. He didn't get
He
it from
literally bought it from the black market.
No, he did
any of
not.
us. He found a guy who had one and bought it from him.
Are you?
I'm
Are
dead
you messing
serious.
with me right now?
I am dead serious.
I missed
I'm
that.
going to
then.
show you a
It's
picture of Luke Berge.
hilarious.
Okay.
Very happy that he
I
got
don't.
his Eagle
I don't
blanket.
believe it. Is it blue?
He
It
was
is blue.
desperate for an Eagle blanket, and he got one.
He got it.
Luke, how much did you pay for? I'm
I'm
more.
afraid.
I'm
I'm
more
afraid to
I
ask.
think it was money, like a lot of money.
I'm afraid to. I don't think I want to know.
Or was it money at all? I don't know.
I just wanna
I'm
see the
I'm
picture.
Concerned.
Holy crap! That is it. That is it. That is actually an Eagle blanket.
He really
No.
got
That's
one.
the greatest.
Like-
but look how happy he is.
I know, but I want that as my background on my phone.
I'll send it to you. That is a great picture.
Don't show it to them though. We got to
There's
keep
never
Luke's
been a
identity
man
private
more
for him,
happy.
but
Yeah.
More happy than to have the Eagle blanket.
that is too. That's
Wow.
a little unsettling. That's hilarious.
so happy that
Oh.
he-
I
got
just,
it.
but like, I would be
you
able
gotta-
to tell a knockoff. That's a real blanket.
That's a real
That's
one.
the real
you
Yeah.
one.
got to get like that is some legit serious.
We should probably check like the locks.
It's
for the
hardcore.
building.
It's hardcore.
Yeah.
You know,
We
it's
looked around
insane.
for like underground tunnels.
Oh yeah.
Because that
Somebody
list
could've
was never
burrowed their way
publicized.
in.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
as to how.
Good
I
on you,
knew.
Luke. Good on you.
I'm
Okay,
impressed. Very
so
impressed.
let's see. Rectangle says, also, why did no one tell me I can buy this from OptiCoat? Had to spend a day in the dark web to get
Wait, did we?
You-
skip the
we-
one
we've
It's
said
always been
before-
like that ever since it was first
It's-
released.
It's the only way it's available is through OptiCoat
Yep.
themselves
Yeah.
on their website and through the individual installers who are approved and authorized to install OptiCoat coatings.
Rectangle. The funny thing for us is that we literally field that question every single day.
Yeah. And people are like, why don't you carry it? And we're like, because they won't let
Yeah.
us or anyone else for that
So I
matter.
apologize for the confusion that you had to go through to find it.
Right.
So, but I'm glad you were able to get it.
Good.
Damali, we got the protection on the protection on the protection for the protection. You're right, dude. Derek Harrison, you guys are awesome. I received my towel order. My request in the comment section was to receive a picture of Dane and his Volvo.
You were that
The
guy.
drawing was top notch. Very
I
nice.
saw it. It was pretty fantastic. Stacy gets the credit for that one. She did a great job.
Danny Israel, Dixon TRC collab. Sure thing. That'd be great. We've all been talking about it. Damali, so I'm considering moving up to a different polisher. I don't really need to, just feel like buying something better now that I've had a chance to try the two different Rupes polishers. Nice. Currently using old Griot's, which is probably a rebadged porter cable. You never know. Basically, though, get yourself a 15 Mark III.
15 is where it's at for detailing.
Anthony?
Yeah. Moving down the line, all day
currently
Anthony.
using. So we have All Day Anthony says, "What's up, guys? Missed seeing this live stream. Well, thanks.
It's nice to see him out here.
Thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks for jumping in." Danny Israel says, "At All Day Anthony, what's up, dude? Welcome back. Where were you? Missed the weekly videos." I don't know. We'll have
They
to.
turned into monthly videos, I think, didn't they?
I'm not. I'm not sure. I would
They
have
really,
to.
really stretched.
I would
it.
have
Nick
to ask
Stamos,
him.
hey guys, this might be a silly question, but what is the best product for painting wheels, powder coating, or two-pack paint?
Tupac.
Tupac paint. So hey guys, this might be just like, what is the best product for painting wheels, powder coating, or?
An actual powder coater.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so powder. I mean, so
If you're
So-
asking, I mean,
I don't. So I mean, in terms of like powder, what's the best powder to use? I don't know. I mean,
I'd have a professional powder
I would just
coater,
have a
powder coat
professional-
your
Yeah,
wheels for
that's-
you, if that's what you want to do.
I would always do that.
most towns there's somebody who does powder coating.
Yeah.
And
For
they're
painting
usually
wheels,
the
just
person.
get them powder
so-
coated
I've
at the
sprayed-
powder coater.
I've spray painted so many pairs
So
of
did
wheels,
I.
and I've regretted it every single time because they look great, right? When you freshly spray them, but then the tires are off, then you go get your tires mounted, and they chip them to
Yeah, they get a
absolute
little
hell.
scuff, they get a little scrape. Things happen. The tire gets on, but it
Yeah.
gets on in a manner that
Yeah,
takes
not
away
worth it.
some of the paint while it's on there. Powder coating is just way
Let's see.
tougher.
So Woa says, "No, we're not asleep yet. Cold as hell here, though. Good to see Anthony back. Thank you."
We agree.
Woa says, "Where is Nate? Next day.
Next Day Nation.
for president." Huh? Haven't heard that. Corey
Oh,
Wagner
yeah, you weren't
says,
here for the
Yeah,
Next Day
no,
Nation.
that's a new thing.
It's a new
No, I
thing.
didn't.
Hashtag Next Day Nation all.
Yeah.
Corey
day
Wagner
fan.
says, I did a complete decon clay polish, then hit it with PNS Playmaker, then topped it with Beadmaker on my M2, and it's orgasmic.
Whoa.
Surprised more people don't use Playmaker.
Oh.
Good on you,
Good
Corey.
on
I'm
you,
glad
man.
it worked
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
you. That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's a lot of good stuff there.
there
Yeah.
is.
Wowo's also says it's a sad lack of Iron Brew on display. I agree. Still waiting on some Iron Brew Extra.
It would be really great to get
Sure would
just
be
like
nice.
a nice big shipment of Iron Brew.
I would love that.
Just like
It'd be
arriving
really great,
at
like
our
a pallet,
door.
like
Yeah,
a pallet worth for free.
maybe multiple pallets. That'd be
Multiple pallets would be nice too.
be
You know,
amazing.
again for
Love that.
free. We're not paying for it.
Oh,
We're providing a service for Iron Brew if they are listening. We'd love to have them come on and
spreading the gospel of Iron Brew.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Danny
Molly.
Israel says, at All Day Anthony, how is the warranty replacement working for the pressure washer solution package? I don't know. I'd have to.
Do you have to? Have you had to warranty your pressure washer solution package
Yeah.
I have not.
that
No,
you got from All Day Anthony?
no, mine's
Oh,
fine.
good, perfect.
Yeah. I don't
Because
know.
Nice.
you tend to use a lot of the same things as him, so I just thought maybe if
Oh.
you ran into it, you might run into
Mine's
a
money.
similar issue.
Karcher
Oh.
Cube.
Nice.
Okay. Okay.
Damali says he had a 2-liter of Iron Brew for Levi, but the minister of Fresh intercepted it for himself.
Wow.
How does that work? That's what I want to know.
Huh.
Yeah, Minister of Fresh is in Canada, so I don't know how
Well, that's where Damali's at too.
Yeah, Damali says he's in BC, I think.
Canadians
so
We've got
are
some-
holding out on us.
Yeah.
so
So,
got some Canadians.
well, I think I know what this is. Minister of Fresh has been, and I have been trying to connect for a couple weeks to talk, have a sit
About
down.
Iron Brew.
No, about SEMA,
Okay.
and it's been hard to connect with him, and so I think he's holding it hostage. Is what I think.
So
Until
Morgan
I call him.
Morgan hung out with Minister of Fresh.
I did.
You guys met with each other at Stance Nation.
Stands
No.
Bagged beauties.
no.
Well, that is
Um,
not what it was called.
bagged.
I don't think that's a car show.
Called Bagged and Tagged. What was that? What was that hip car show you went to?
Stance Wars.
Please enlighten this man, Morgan, now.
That is
Levi said it because he.
cold-blooded.
Stance Wars is what it was, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's where you stance and then they lob grenades
joust?
and things across.
Morgan,
from the,
It's like
What?
the Highland Games.
Tell us about
got
Minister of Fresh.
got
Go.
static.
What do you want to know?
Tell us about.
He's probably here waiting for compliments.
Yeah.
Tell us about him.
Oh well, he is such a nice guy. You know, he's very tall.
Oh.
He came up to me and was like, "We gotta take a picture together." He was wearing a Ride Company hat, and I was like, "What up, dude?" We just ran
Nice.
into each other. We didn't like plan to be
So
like, "Let's
unlike
meet."
Anthony, you were in another country and ran into somebody with the Rag Company outfit on, where Anthony was wearing a Rag Company outfit in another country and never got noticed.
Well, Morgan was in Seattle.
Yeah, it was
I
Seattle.
it's another state.
Okay.
He
Well,
was in
someone
another,
from
he-
another country.
He traveled, yeah. He
Yeah.
traveled here wearing Ride Company, and I was
Which is-
like,
That's pretty badass.
I was
Just
like,
gonna say it.
I was like, Brandon, take a picture of us. He was like, who is that guy?
It's one of my grand ambassadors. Back off.
Should I be worried? Oh, no.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Wowo says,
Oh gosh! I just saw how much Luke paid for his eagle blanket.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true.
That
All right.
feels like...
Let's start at the top. Anthony has to run a lot of hose in order to support his Evo and bike habit. Natira laughs. Ha ha ha. Very cool Alan scenario. I only have enough money to buy one microfiber. Which one do you recommend? The 365
Technically, you know,
or
the
a
cost.
creature?
Yeah, I mean, if you only have enough money, I mean, like, how much money do you have? Because
could
for
have
the
25.
yeah, you can have $25, and we can get
And-
you like
And we could get
You
you.
get
maybe
a
like
lot of
10,
towels.
10
Yeah.
365s or something like that for that
Yeah.
much. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's cheaper by the dozen.
It'd be best if you said, "Hey, I have $5. What do I buy?" I'd say, "This is what you buy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Natira. Wowo's. In my experience, you don't get a lot of hose for $200.
Well, it depends on what part of the country you're in.
True.
Regional.
Natira. Oh, I would like to see that, Morgan. Your air system layout. I don't have one yet.
Crazy.
No, well, it's not actually for like detailing. It's literally just for my suspension.
Yeah.
It's an air ride system.
It
She
is.
wants to see it air out. That's what she,
She
just
does.
said.
Oh, well,
She
if that's the
does.
She wants
case.
to see her
then.
lay it out. Luke Berge, this is true. It's an actual Eagle blanket. It was only $275. I'm happy.
I don't think he paid that
Dane,
much.
I don't give a flying frick. sow the pick.
Show the
Show the
pic.
pic. He
Sow
said.
the pick.
See, here I'm
Morgan,
trying to be
don't
courteous,
tell them
looking
how
out
I
for
got 'em.
people's privacy.
Rectangle hot air talk. Oh yeah, that's the way we do it, buddy.
Man.
Venom's 9600. Hey guys, thank you for last week. My windshield actually works like normal. Also, Billy Zane.
Of course.
Riley S. Dane, does the Jag have a license plate yet? Does it say what I hope it does?
Dean, you actually need a license plate by
Yeah,
now.
Dean.
Not
No,
till
he's
the
got
18th.
he's got 8 more days to get a license plate.
And I just got a picture text from the previous owner showing me tracking USPS for the title, so I'll be able to have that soon.
You don't have
and
the title yet?
look at that. No, it's being sent. He had to get it from his credit union, which was in another state, and then it got sent to him, and then he mailed it to me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see that it was a legit transaction.
Oh, it was legit, and I wouldn't have done it
Well-
if it was not for sure. But this guy passed the.
Dane,
I don't want to say passed the
on his
sniff
road
test,
trip,
that
he had a
sounds
lot
weird.
of legit transactions happen. So
Yeah, I did.
Oh, there's a
with
fun
the
story
Iron
about a
Rock-
radar detector.
with the IROC lady, the radar detector, and as well as the vehicle itself.
Somebody-
There's a lot
that is a
going
funny
on.
story. Okay.
So, Wowos,
help.
Anthony, you've got to wear them on the live stream. Not something anyone needs to see, but it's what they deserve.
It's not the hero that Gotham needs.
Yep.
Oh, wait,
well,
is it the
when
Gotham,
when I
the
hear
Gotham
what people
deserves? It's the
deserve,
one that he
and the
needs.
answer is Anthony and Lederhosen, I think, what did they do wrong?
fun.
Molly says, "Lol, Minister and I are neighbors."
Oh, cool.
Rectangle.
Well.
So listen, if we all just email Iron Brew or Pepsi to sponsor the podcast, it would be great. Hashtag we getting sponsored 2K19.
Like basically, that's how I see. I see like a
That's what we
mass,
should do,
a
like an
mass
army.
email army to like a
Well,
company.
Here's what I'll do,
Nothing
guys.
makes a company happier.
Here's what I'll
than
do.
being
Here's
just
what I'll do.
flooded
Next
with-
Thursday, we will post the addresses for both the email addresses and addresses for both companies.
This is
I'll have
starting to
Tim-
sound like doxing.
I'll have Tim post them up there.
Yeah.
Everybody send a letter
Recommendation.
of recommendation
Mm.
to these
Okay.
companies saying you need to sponsor the Rag Company podcast
You have to say
and
that
the
you
Rag
started
Company
drinking
live
Iron Brew
show.
because of us.
And that you found Iron Brew because of them. You love Pepsi because of it. And we'll see what they say.
So I think it's going to be
You know?
weirder just breaking down that what's actually happening here. You have a listener, right?
It's
So
called an army.
you have these people who like to listen to a towel company talk every week, right?
Yeah.
So this towel company needs this sponsorship because it gets the towel company, it gets us through.
Keeps us energized.
Keeps us
Like
energized.
like in the words of Iron Brew, it gets you through.
So these people are saying, "Hi, I like watching this towel company and listening to this towel company. They need more energy." Can you
Keep talking about you guys.
Yeah, can you say?
It's perfect.
It's the weirdest concept
I know,
I've ever
it's
heard.
great.
Yeah.
Also, Dane needs a new set of tires for the
Hard
Jag.
sell.
So it'd be great if Iron Brew,
This is
maybe
news to
threw
me.
in some money
Huh.
on it as well. Damali, lol, I'm going to ask Minister about Stance Wars tagged and bagged now. He's busy at work and probably won't hear this podcast for a few weeks. Too funny.
Oh.
Riley has been enjoying the latest detox. When a guest comes into town, how many detox do you usually try to film in one day, and who comes up with the topics? So depends on the person. Sometimes, like in the case of Ivan LaCroix, we've done a lot of them. We did like 6 in one day.
This may shock you, but Ivan tends to have a lot to talk
Ivan
about.
comes loaded for bear. We just had recently Keith Duplessis in working with us, and we were able to get about 4 or 5. It just depends on the customer.
Yeah.
And what we can, or not the customer, but the person that's in, the guest,
Yeah.
and what we have to say with them.
We don't want to force somebody to talk about something that they feel like, oh, that's been done before,
Right.
or maybe it's just something where they're like, I have experience with it, but I feel like someone
Well,
else may be like the authority.
And you
on
got to
that.
remember, a lot of people do freeze up on camera.
Yeah.
And so
That's
we
the
can
other
kind of
thing.
tell, like, if someone's good to go. So, like, when Dylan's here, we can knock out a bunch.
Yeah.
When David Patterson's here, we can knock out some. When Jason's here, we can knock out stuff. Like, it goes long. When
Well,
Rennie's here,
cre-
Rennie wants to do
Oh,
as many
yeah.
as he possibly can.
Credit to
you
David.
know.
David started off a little skittish in the
Yeah.
videos, but he's really come into his own in videos. I
Yeah.
got to say, shout out to David Patterson. He's really
Exactly. And
yeah.
that's kind of, so we also kind of base it on the person.
Yeah.
So, just depends on,
We're
you
not
know.
going to try and force somebody into an uncomfortable situation.
Well,
being
we've
on
got a
camera.
couple we noticed that we still have in the can that we haven't even produced yet.
We got
with
G-Technic
G-Technic.
ones with
So-
Eric and
So anyway, so we've got a few more to come out, so you'll be enjoying it. Whoa says hose may be way cheaper in the U.S.
I'm sorry, what?
Hose much be way
Oh.
cheaper.
That's
I would say
great
that,
grammar.
that hose are relatively cheap here.
Yeah, it's mostly the Idaho thing, I think.
Huh.
Luke Berge says,
right in that
Anthony,
name.
are you doubting me? I've been trying so freaking hard to get that blanket. I was thrilled at that price.
Whoa.
Oh my.
Damali says, what's that on Dane's head, a ferret?
Oh my God!
Yes.
Oh, yes. You know what? Anthony's loving this because for once, somebody's not making fun of his hair. So,
Well, that's
my
why I wore a hat
hair,
today.
I rock the mohawk, faux
Ferret.
hawk, shave it, you know. Sometimes you just want to have something a little different. And, as a larger guy, get a little hot. This cools me off.
I think it's.
nice.
I think it's.
Also-
it looks trimmingly well.
Being the guy who drives a Jag and then someone looks in the window and sees this, they're like, oh, that guy's not messing around. All right.
He's not messing around.
Exotic
They're
Well,
like, I
and
guess I
exotic cars.
can't call him,
So-
whatever
so
name I was
that
going to
guy-
call him.
So getting into this, right? So
Yeah.
actually, I want to dive into this a little bit on this tangent since we have some space here.
Hmm.
I was talking to Dane earlier that he drives a Jag now, so he needs to look the part. He needs to smell the part.
Right.
And
I
was
definitely don't look
so-
the
and
part.
I was
Two of
telling
those things is washing your clothes,
well,
and the second
Wow.
is smelling really great.
so I
And Dane
wanted to
said,
focus.
I already washed my clothes,
Yeah.
and we were like, sweet.
Let's
Number one
wow.
checked off.
like basically here.
So
here,
that was
here
he was
here's-
already done.
Take it off the list.
Here's
Yeah.
my point to this, right?
Easy.
You see a guy pull up in a black Jag, right?
Right.
Looking good, sounding good, right? He gets out of the car. Dane already wears sunglasses when he drives. So
Oh,
here,
yeah.
here
No,
he has
looks,
that going
he
for
already
him,
looks
right?
tough.
What
Yeah.
I'm saying is
And
that
he has a bomber jacket.
when
Yeah,
he
bomber
does. So when that door opens, I want to smell masculinity, right?
Oh, okay.
So I got really big on
So like a
smells.
You just
black
want
ice
like
air
a
freshener?
sawmill smell
So what
to
I'm
waft out of
so
the-
what I'm saying is that when I was in
Sawmill.
Yeah.
when I was in Germany, right? Dude,
Lots
the
of
dude,
dudes that
the
smelled
the
good.
dude smelled great, right?
Yeah.
I'm walking past guys left and right,
Anthony was sniffing guys.
and I'm like, "You
Yeah.
guys smell so good right now, right?" And
They're
it's
like,
probably
thanks, man. We appreciate it.
and it was probably to cover up the ungodly amount of cigarettes they smoke every day.
Probably, yeah.
But what I'm trying to say though is that they smelled great, and
Tear
I
a
think
page out of their book.
Dane could be
soak
that guy.
yourself in cologne every
And
day.
I would love to see Dane soaking up some cologne, right?
I'd like to
opens the
see
Jag
him open the
door.
door, pull out the bottle of cologne out of the door pocket, spritz a couple times, put it back in, and then get out of the car so that he closes the door. Some of that scent gets trapped inside the Jag
I like the way you're
so that
thinking
it always smells
from the sprayer.
from the sprayer.
Yeah.
And then Dane gets out, and then the cloud, the wind will catch it. And if
See,
you're downstream,
What these
you'll
guys
catch
don't
that scent.
know
You'll be like,
is that on my
Whoa.
way home today, I was planning on renewing my gym membership. So
Oh,
there was a number
yeah,
of things
boy.
that were going to happen.
From
Tried
owning the
Jag,
Jag.
gotta-
This is
No,
all
it's-
starting with the
it's like
Jag.
spurring
Yeah.
yep, and that's happening.
oh,
So-
Dane.
Dane,
Up top.
Liz and I are going to the gym together. It's going to be a good time.
can I have a
Start
recommendation
pumping some
for you?
irons.
You do it.
Okay, so you're wanting to start the gym,
Yep.
right?
Oh,
I'll
no.
openly say that I work
You
out.
should do
I
some
work.
body
I,
pump
no,
with
I
me.
work out at a gym called the Mecca. It's open 24/7.
Oh, the Mecca by
It's
my
got-
house. I know that one. I have a bodybuilder friend who goes there.
Yeah.
Or he's a strong man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got great vibes.
He's a
Everybody's
strong
super nice.
I'm not
There's-
saying he's a strong man. I'm saying he is a strong man.
Strong
Like,
man.
he actually
He's a
is
strong
in the
man.
competitions. Yeah.
So-
Oh.
I like it because it's got great vibes. Everybody is super nice there. Again, open 24/7,
Vibes.
and it's only $25 a month.
not bad. Not
so
bad.
I would consider that
I-
before jumping to a larger gym such
No,
as Idaho
I
Athletic.
I like the idea
or-
of the Mecca because it is very close.
Because you don't want to go to Axiom
No.
because those are
No.
full of pompous.
Well, no,
Horrible
no,
people.
Listen to
It's
me.
where you go for the Fitstagram.
Yeah, it is.
So
Only for
I
gym selfies.
so I work out at the Axiom.
I mean, I went to
But
the Axiom
you
before.
guys forget-
I will say it was nice.
You forget, I'm at the Park Center Axiom, so I don't have the fashion show that you guys have.
See,
We do.
I'm
It
in
is a fashion
Meridian.
show.
It is
It is a
straight
fashion
up
show.
fashion.
Meridian
The Village-
Axiom
the
and the
Village
Village one.
Axiom
Yeah, those are
is, I
fashion
think, the
shows.
worst.
Those are just straight up fashion shows.
So the village.
People walk around.
It's Range Rovers, and can I see the manager haircuts?
Yeah.
So like the village Axiom, right? Not the place you go to find a wife.
No, I agree.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I'm.
mean?
I'm
This
take
took a
it
turn.
take it as you will, but I'm just saying that you go there, and I'm like, man, these girls are here to take pictures. These
Yeah.
guys are here to take pictures.
Yeah.
Well, no, these guys are here to look at the girls taking pictures,
And
right?
take pictures of themselves.
and take pictures of themselves. And I'm like, this is sickening.
Anthony's acting like it was not him.
However,
He's like,
their,
it
6 years
disgusts
ago.
me,
However,
but
their
specifically,
kid
I need to see what
playland-
disgusts me.
Yeah.
their kids club area for the kids to drop them off.
Yeah,
World class.
it is.
Really great for my kids.
Yeah.
They love going to that one. My wife would usually go to that one to take a couple classes, or she would teach there as well. But now we stay back at the home at the Axiom there on Park Center, less than 2 minutes from my house. I'm able
That
to
is
get over there
very
and
convenient.
So
get my workout done in the morning.
See, the Mecca is the closest one to my house other than Crunch Fitness. It's within 5 minutes of
No,
my house.
you would get to you'd be at the Mecca in about 5 minutes.
I think you would enjoy the
so-
Mecca, Dane.
Yeah.
So what
Get
I'm
on a bike, watch some Netflix.
What I'm saying right now is I go every night around 9 p.m. so you can see me there. But what I'm saying right now, though, is that talking...
Now people are going to look it up.
Come see Anthony at the Mecca at 9 p.m. every
It's a
night.
meet and greet.
Meet and greet.
It's all right. So what I'm...
Greg Company meet and greet.
A Mecca and Greg.
I've
Okay.
what I've been trying to say though is getting back to the clone thing, right?
Right.
So I believe there's a lot of foreshadowing going on, right? So Dane, right, when we were talking about clones previously, before he even had the Jag, what kind of clone did he buy?
Sausage.
No, Ferrari.
Oh, Ferrari. That's right. Yeah.
So foreshadowing. So basically, I'm envisioning Dane to be able to drive a Ferrari someday, and he's saving that clone for that day.
Yeah.
In the meantime,
Well,
he either needs
what
a
was great
Jaguar
was-
branded cologne or something.
Corvette.
Well,
Similar.
I think
No,
we just
I
need to
know.
dip into the Anchorman
Great one.
catalog and
No.
get me some Panther. 'cause
yeah, yeah.
Work 60% of the time every time.
It was like gasoline.
We'll get him the Hummer H2.
Oh, no.
cologne.
The Rennie Doyle special.
The Rennie Doyle special Hummer H2 cologne.
Why H2?
Well, I don't know. That's what they make it. It's called the Hummer.
Rennie had an
Hummer cologne.
H1 though.
Yeah, he had an
so-
H1. H1
Yeah, but
is a
they
much
only
better
make just.
vehicle.
I think it's just the Hummer cologne. You could get that branded one if we're sticking with
So
automotive
Dane,
themes.
I'm thinking Dior sausage. I am thinking possibly going with something like Aqua di Gio.
Well, we all know that the Dior sausage really does complement Dane.
I think it does.
pH chemistry.
For those who don't know, sausage equals sauvage.
Yeah, but it looks like sausage.
Yeah,
That's
It
why we
looks like
call
it does.
and it really is. Fun fact: that's
I just
the
broke my cup.
that's the number one selling cologne in Germany.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah,
Well,
by
because it says sausage on
Christian Dior. So they call it sauvage. It's called sauvage, not sausage.
Sausage.
Yeah,
Sausage.
sausages. And I like to think that it was based on German sausages
Probably.
and has really come onto its
Smells
own.
great.
Okay.
Smells great.
Let's continue down these comments.
Han says, Anthony, what cities did you visit in Germany, a.k.a. Meat and Beer Company?
Country.
Cities I went to, I honestly stayed in Munich for the most part. The only time we went outside of Munich was about 2 hours into Fussen, where the Neuschwanstein castles were, which is south along the Bavarian Alps there, and it was beautiful. I wish I could have seen more of Germany. It's just we didn't rent a car. We were
Oh,
kind
we
of
missed a
limited
couple here.
to Munich. So
Luke says, Dane, you didn't ask about my privacy for the East Coast travel vlog. Well, granted, we don't know if it's actually coming. And
Wow. Somehow
and
you
Dan
managed
Pfeiffer,
to
word up from Minneapolis,
yourself?
joining in late today. Dan, welcome back to the show.
Wow.
And then Dan says, sell one of your 5 cars, Dane, and maybe you could afford some new tires.
don't
Damali,
need new tires.
I can't believe there's no G. Davis today. Venom, dude, Damali is onto something here. Dane the Ferret Hunter, using their fur for his hair. Luke Berge, I call making a detox cast about eagle blankets.
I want to say a
Douglas
lot
Clark,
of not live
Delta
stream
car
appropriate
carrying
things.
again, guys, from rainy Glasgow. Hey, Douglas, how's it going?
what's going on?
Wowo's is based in Glasgow as well. And so you should also send us some Iron Brew. That would be great, Doug. V. Carson, do you guys have a shop?
Yes. We have
Yeah.
a shop where we shoot our
Savage.
videos and stuff. Yeah,
Yep.
here. We don't actually sell details, but
Yep. You can come to our store.
yeah, come by.
Damali, hats off, Anthony.
Here's messed up.
There you go.
There we go.
Dane, does Chuck Liddell know you adopted his hair, though?
No, but pretty
that's
soon you won't be able
great.
to tell the two of us apart. Oh,
Natyra Williams. Oh, snap. I
I'm
like
just
that
messing.
one, Dane. Dane's going to get shredded. Natyra Lore
take a
to
minute.
company. Okay. I would like some free products as a new detailer. How do I get them? Just curious. The Mohawk will always be badass.
thank you.
So free product from a company. Well, that's a odd question to ask. You could see if they have any sponsorship programs and or ambassador programs, or maybe start making some really great posts on your Instagram profile about what they can do. And then attend some of the events.
Yes.
Go to SEMA, go to Mobile Tech, get to know everybody. Start, commenting on, this is great. Natyra, you're one of the main ones on our
yeah.
podcast
We
here
can
on
count
the
on you
live.
to pop up on you.
But get in on the event, like get in on the rest of the group pages and following and make posts. And if you're providing that kind of information and great posts, companies will take notice. And especially if they get to know you.
Participation sport.
Yeah, you start participating a lot, and you know, you're not being negative and things like that, but you're just trying to help and further. That helps a lot. So
Yeah.
that's one of the ways. So
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, this is
that's awesome. Seems like everyone in this podcast gets their hair cut roasted.
sooner
I
or
had
later
mine while I was
we
gone.
all get burned.
I
for
cut my
our
own hair, and
haircut
it was great.
choices. I
Are
think
we,
Morgan's
are we doing a quick bathroom bake right
I
now?
think they're bathroom bake. I don't
Bathroom
think
bake.
so. So I think
I-
Morgan's the only one who's been safe with her hair because all she did was get some highlights and stuff.
She did. I need to go grab my other Pepsi.
They're just gonna leave me here.
So
This is what's gonna
don't
happen.
continue
Watch.
on. Dane-
Oh, watch. I will continue.
No,
yes.
You can't do that 'cause you have to wait
Let's
till everybody
see.
else gets here for the next comments.
So you
They're-
just
they're-
want him to sit there and look at me sitting in an empty room? Oh, this is fantastic. So, guys, this is what happens. This is actually a first. I've never had it where everybody left the room at the same time. It's a little bit strange. Well, at least Morgan's going to be back here. So, you know, they all left.
Why?
It's just me here.
Why?
I don't know. They decided it was the time to go run it. He said he had to grab his Pepsi.
Oh
So,
my God, you got snapped.
yeah. So, any rate, they're off getting their snacks.
I don't know.
Oh,
who
this guy.
these
Okay, here we
Fritos
go.
are.
Well, glad we caught up with that.
Sorry. Gallon of water. Trying to drink
Yeah.
my weight in water lately and eat Fritos. So
Wonderful. Okay, well, I'm going to give one more person a chance to get back, and then we're following up on the comments.
So fun fact is I found these Fritos, this whole bag in my office. No idea who they are. I have no idea. I've just been eating them.
Oh, wait, you know what? They're mine. I brought them back from my trip. Adam Thurman gave me those. On my
Why
way
were
back
they in
from
my
trip.
office?
I don't know how they ended up in there.
Well, I've been eating them. I'm sorry.
Maybe one of the cleaners moved it? I don't know.
Is this okay?
They're fine. No, you have them. You're
Thanks.
good. Last thing I need to be doing is eating more junk food at this point.
They're good.
So.
The door's still open.
Yeah. Well, bye, Morgan. All right. So
Hey,
we
found those
are.
old Fritos.
Yes. So we have Rectfottle
All
here.
right.
Seems like everyone in this podcast gets their haircut roasted.
Did you guys just take a break for everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I basically
All right.
talked into the ether
Microphone.
until
All right, nice.
everybody was able
Nice.
to join me again because, you know,
All right.
kind of lonely out here.
Damali, lol, venom, ferret hunter, hashtag. Corey Wagner, Morgan has yawned 16 times today. Oh, hasn't yawned. She must not have hit the club too hard last night. Now,
Huh.
we've been working extremely hard this
Yeah.
last week. We've been super busy, so
Fun
we're
upcoming
here.
projects.
Yes, we've been having a blast.
Can't really say more
a
than
lot
that,
of stuff
but-
getting ready for SEMA, so you guys
Yeah.
are going to have to check that out. Luke Berge, anyone ever tint their windshield? Luke, I used to detail a lot of cars with tinted windshields. I tried to tint
don't
the
recommend
windshield
it.
on my car. The guy said he didn't want to do it, so I always do a visor, and I do it super low.
Visor's fine. I do the visors, but
I like the visor nice and low, like half the windshield.
But I don't want to be liable for the car that has a fully tinted windshield. And then
The
they
fun
get,
part is Dane doesn't realize that you're not liable for that.
as the
so-
installer, you're not liable for that. The
No.
owner is.
No, because you just pretend like you don't know who installed it. Simple.
That seems
You
less
say it came with
than-
the car. Sorry, I didn't even know it was tinted, officer. No.
Look like normal glass to me.
Looks
really?
like normal glass. I don't know. No.
The officer's shining a light through. He's like, you can't even see
No,
it.
the
on
key
the other
is
side.
you don't do legal tint on the front windshield. You do a legal amount, and you're okay. Like
45%,
yeah,
50%.
it's not. I've had windshields that you couldn't even tell they were tinted until you went to clean them.
It's when the people go down to like 5% limo tint because I live
Right.
in Arizona
That's-
and you're
no,
looking
and
at it and
that's-
just going, oh my
that's
God.
That's absolutely crazy. Like the Suburban, Dane's dad did a legal tint on all the windows all the way around the Suburban except for the back windows.
You gotta
because he
see
wanted
out
to be able
those,
to
man.
see out of the back
Oh my gosh.
and the front. But all the side windows, the two front drivers, the driver and passenger front windows, those are far darker than legal limit. But you got to do what you got to do when it looks cool, man. Right? Take the words from Jeff Hennon.
Tint is
Just
one of
kidding.
those frustrating things.
No, tint is. It depends on the area that you're from.
It depends on the driver, too. Some people's eyes are just
laws
better
are-
at night
yeah.
than others.
Laws are different. So, like
Yeah.
in my Elantra, I have legal limit front and back, and then on my Camry, I've gone down just one shade, so that it's technically illegal, but it's just that one shade darker. So when I open my sunroof and drive around with the sunroof screen, that illuminates the cabin, and my front windows look like they're stock. So I don't, or legal. So I haven't had an issue, knock on wood. But I'm also 40 years old.
I usually
So,
go. Yeah, I mean
what
if
is
you're
a
not a
cop gonna
teenage kid going around, they tend to give you a little.
Yeah,
leeway,
I mean,
but-
I'm just, at that point, I'll just say, I'm sorry, I came with the car and I didn't think about changing it. If they give you a fix-it ticket, then they do. Sometimes they give you, something like that. So no, never done a front windshield, but
Yeah.
I do have a friend who's doing his front
just
windshield.
a visor strip. Visor
Yeah,
strips.
visors are nice.
Yeah.
Natyra, Corey, are you
they
counting
stale?
yawns? Billy, Venom, that moment you realize that there's a Billy Zane in all of us. Damali, Eau de Jag, the latest from Dior, the makers of sausage.
That's right.
Yes.
Luke Berge likes putting cologne in the IK foamer and
Oh,
giving himself
wow.
a spritz every morning.
That really aerates it. No
V.
kidding.
Carson, where's Jimmy?
Well, he's normally not on this. So
He's not on this. Jimmy's out there.
He's editing.
Danny Israel, Lul Burgie, Pro 12 or something smaller or more discreet. Venom says, foam that cologne, foam it. Anthony was one of those guys taking pictures of himself and his hose
Oh.
at the gym.
Wow. Well, way to call a guy out.
The air show here in Huntington Beach was this weekend, and I saw a guy with an MOS hat.
What?
I tried starting a conversation, but he disappeared in the huge crowd. So if you're on here, bro, sup. What's up, dudes? Thanks
What
for
a
rocking
cool
an
guy.
MOS HQ hat.
Very nice. Very nice.
Courtesy of the Rag Company. Pick those up. It's pretty awesome.
Whoa. Oh, boy.
Whoa-woes, we all know Dane's cologne is Sex Panther. Like his Jag, 60% of the time, it works every time.
See, the beauty of it is I picked the one Jag that's actually reliable. And now that I say that, I need to knock
yeah,
on
you
all
can't-
the
yeah.
wood. All the wood.
Can't say that right now, Dane.
Whoa-woes, Damali, haha. I'll be honest, after hearing you all talking about Dior Sauvage, I went out and got the Eau de Parfum. Of course, I call it what its true name is, sausage.
It's a great smelling cologne.
smells
It
great.
smells awesome. It,
It
really
smells
is.
great.
So he says, Damali says, so Anthony, did you drive the Autobahn? Right? Anything cool? Well, fun fact. So when we were there, we went to the BMW Welt museum, showroom, whatever you would want to call it.
Yep.
And I found out that they had their BMW rental program, which you can actually rent pretty much any one of the M-Line cars that you want to rent. I think it's for a day or for hours or however that works. And basically, you drive it from the BMW Welt. They have like a 2-story parking lot. You drive it out, and you can basically take it through Munich for however long you need it. The problem is we missed the window to rent it, which was one thing, and that kind of sucked. The other thing, though, is after being there during Oktoberfest and seeing how high traffic everything was, I don't know how comfortable I would have felt driving that car in all of that craziness. So
Well, and they know in like 2 seconds if you take it to the Nürburgring. So
yeah, so I mean, like I kind of felt like, this, I wish I would have done it, but at the same time, I would have hated if something bad happened because the drivers there are pretty good, but it's still a foreign country.
everybody's just better at following the rules. So it's easier, more predictable to go in traffic because there's rarely circumstances of people just being wacky off their rock or weird.
Well, in Germany, it's
drivers.
also apparently extremely hard to get a license there. You have to.
Yeah, exactly. They're better trained.
It's like I can't remember what it was, but it cost a certain amount where we actually talked to a bunch of young people there that lived there in Germany that said they were saving up for their driver's license. And I'm like, you have to save up.
Yeah, you
for
don't
that?
really hear that here.
No, I'm like, I got that when I was 15, and I went down there and paid.
There are
40
kids
bucks,
here who
20
get it at
bucks.
14 and a half, something like
Yeah.
that. It's because of the farm country. They have the permissions for like trucks,
that's a good
pulling
thing.
a trailer with horses, that kind of thing. Let's see. I was going to say, you kept saying Welt. I think Welt means world in German.
Okay.
Because I was thinking of Rauwelt,
Yeah.
rough world.
Rough world. Yeah.
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 All right. Alkaline Trio, curious about your selection of interior detailing products. I see Power Clean, O&R, Opti Carpet Fabric, and Terminator. What are your intended uses for each of them? So I use O&R for everything. I use Power Clean very sparingly, 30 to 1. And I use Opti Carpet Fabric and Terminator very together for carpet and fabric.
You can't,
So
Anthony.
that's it. That's how we do it.
You can't.
Are you going to drink all
Fucking
that?
beer though. That's not fair.
Sorry, I read ahead in the comments of that.
I will
that
throw
just
up.
hurt.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. How do you
Anthony, you're gonna literally.
Okay, so for those listening, they're really not seeing what's going on, but Wow, look at Anthony go,
Oh,
drinking
was
that
good.
gallon.
Good start. Good start.
Get going.
Okay.
I'm going to start too. Ready? Here we go.
So while they're doing that, I'm just going to carry us along here. Propelling imagery. I feel like Dane getting his hair roasted would actually make it look better. Thanks, propelling imagery. When I want to roast my hair, I'll make sure you're the first to know.
Oh, it's hot.
Okay.
It's hot. That water's
I was
hot.
like a fourth.
Yeah. All right. Damali. Wow. Now it's
Yeah.
now the Dane show.
It's like
Lol
20
Solo.
ounces.
Han Solo's lesser known little brother. Okay. Bait addict. Morgan's had her hair roasted too. Gray hair being the new fat.
It's
apparently.
not even gray.
It's not.
Literally.
It's just the stress
It's
of
called
life.
a cool toned blonde.
Yeah. Well.
All right. So
All right.
Rectangle says,
welcome to the
welcome.
Dane Show. Riley S says, Anthony, finish your gallon before Morgan finishes hers. That's the plan. So we have about 40 minutes to do this.
You're really not that far
Chug
behind.
contest.
It's
And then
close,
Han
but
says,
not so
did you
close.
let go a big fart, Dane? That's why they left?
Yeah,
Douglas Clark
no, they
says,
just want
water
Pepsi.
and gym, tenants lager, and go into the shop for more is a Scottish fitness regime. And then Wowo says, Douglas, you mean a bottle A, Bucky, and deep-fried Mars bar with a MD 2020 tracer. Hashtag Scottish life.
Wow.
Douglas Clark says, true Wowos.
I don't know what any of those things mean.
Those
they're just
are
speaking
words.
Scottish talk.
Definitely
So in case
words.
you guys are wondering, this is 64 ounces of water that I've been working on.
It's just
There's
colored
no way that's
because
60.
Half a
64.
gallon.
I don't
That's
think
not
this
60.
is 64.
This is 32.
That's bigger than yours.
No, it's not.
It's wider.
That would have to be double this.
but this is 128.
It
So
does say that it is berry flavored on the bottom.
It doesn't say berry flavor.
Read it.
okay, moving on.
It does say berry.
What are the odds of
That's
that?
funny. It's just a cup. It's
Moving
plastic.
on.
It's just a cup.
How could that possibly taste like berry?
Oh, the plastics are melting.
Bergie. Dane, I expect to see these inappropriate live stream comments in my Facebook Messenger later. Don't count on it. Luke Bergie, chugging competitions when I come for the
Oh.
Q&A.
Oh, I don't feel
We don't
good
need to
now.
do
Man,
chugging
everybody
competitions.
chugging, that's not a good idea.
It's trendy.
Oh, no, he
Morgan's
says
one.
he's chugged a gallon in a minute.
Damali, your Eagle blanket could probably absorb and hold a gallon of water.
Oh, he's
Actually, more than that.
Corey, it's trendy Morgan voice. That's
Oh,
funny.
man.
It's trendy.
And now we're at the bottom of the
That's
list.
it?
That's
Wow.
it.
All right, guys.
And we
thanks
still
for
got
being
40
here.
minutes to go.
We appreciate it. It's really
Oh,
great.
no.
All of you
Yeah.
can come in here,
How
hang
many
out.
Finally
times
caught
will
up.
I
So,
pee?
so we've been drinking. Dane's drinking one of
Hello,
these.
guys.
So as you can see, we all like to drink a lot of liquid, but this time these guys bringing their own. I'm always rocking this big cup. Dane bringing it back old school with the tiny baby bottles,
'Cause he hates the earth.
8 ounces.
These 4 ounces apiece.
Yeah, they're 8 ounces. Dane will chug one of those while we work on the bigger cups.
So.
Noted. Luke, no.
Do it.
Says he'll blow up my messages on so
Why?
many levels. Why?
Does he want
why?
to see the pictures?
He's just doing Luke things now.
Okay. Han says in the Netherlands, a driver's license is around $1,000 USD, and you have to take lessons, around 25 hours of driving in driver's school. Then you have to take a driver's exam and written test of around 60 questions. So, Hans, we technically do all that as well in the U.S., but it costs about $140.
It does?
Well, if you think about driver's ed, it's usually
Yeah.
about $100.
Oh, you're saying counting driver's ed.
Counting driver's ed's about $100, and then your permit's about 20, and then usually your final driver's license is about 20, and then usually your test sometimes is included in your driver's ed fee,
Yeah.
or
But
you
if you
pay
fail the test, you got to pay again.
you got to pay again. So
Well,
It's still
so-
such a small
so
amount
it's
by
just under about
comparison.
$150.
but you're only looking at like a day long because I remember when I was
No.
doing my in school my in
Yeah, I did it in
class
school
driver's
too.
ed.
Sad.
It was roughly what, half a day, 3/4 of a day. There was a lunch break.
Well, no, it's usually the way it works out is it's less than that. It's about 10 hours of classroom time and about 10 to 15 hours of actual seat time with an instructor.
And so there was, and I did several driving nights or whatever it was with my instructor with a group of other kids.
Yeah, so you'd
And
usually
so-
get 3 of you, and you'd break it up for 3 hours,
Yeah.
and each of you would drive for 45 minutes to an hour, and then
Yeah.
you'd trade.
And then you have to go get the
My driver's ed teacher, because I'm such an amazing driver, literally would take a nap for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And I'd get in the front seat, and he'd go, "Yeah, Gates, you just drive around wherever you want to go." And then he'd set his hat down, and he'd lean back, and he'd just snore
Cool.
for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
My driver's ed was in the winter,
And that was
and
a
it was
public
for
school
months, and it was 30 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine
What?
was over my
Yeah.
entire Christmas break.
Mine was not that much at all.
Mine was,
Yeah,
I
it
did
was-
mine through Bora High School, and I
No.
did 0 hour.
Mine
Did you
was
do yours
half
private?
driving and then a half classroom stuff. It was held at Capitol, but I think it was a private.
Mine was a
program.
private thing, and it was
Mine
held
was
over
public
at the
schools.
church by the U.S. PS Post Office in Meridian.
Yeah, but mine was like 30 hours. Like it was in the winter. I had to drive in all the conditions, all that stuff.
Nice.
It was very thorough.
My
Yeah, mine was
freaking
So I got a lot of
driver's ed
practice
teacher-
early on.
Yeah.
My driver's ed teacher, okay, he made us drive
Well,
up
and
to
you
Idaho
ran from
City.
that one guy.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Up
nice.
to Idaho City.
Up to Idaho City, which is
Smart.
not that big of a deal.
No,
but
it
it's smart.
It was in the winter.
Yeah. That's the best time to do it
And
because
I
you-
was scared because the road
Trial
was
by
wet. It
fire.
was my first time literally ever driving a car on the road.
Yeah, and you could have driven it off the cliff into
And
the
he-
What
river.
was the car you drove?
It was like an Accord.
Okay.
But the problem was he was mad at me for not going fast enough.
Yeah.
So he put the cruise control on 45 and said, "Don't cancel this."
Wow.
And I was like,
bold.
I don't even do that now. Like when I'm driving.
It's impressive.
I was so scared. It literally scarred me. I hate driving up to Idaho City now because I'm like, "Ooh."
So I got to drive the car we were
14.
working on,
Yeah.
96 Plymouth Breeze.
Ooh, Plymouth
Brand
Breeze.
new, baby.
Oh wow.
1996 Plymouth Breeze.
You'll love this.
How old were you, Dane, in 96?
In '96, I was 7 years old.
Okay.
-2.
Anthony, how old were you?
6.
And Morgan was -2.
Levi will be happy to
I've
know
been driving longer than you guys.
my driver's ed car was a 2004 Hyundai Elantra.
Very nice. Very nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mine was a 2006 2006 Chevy Malibu.
Wow.
That's a nice car.
It was a
actually a
nice
really
car.
good
It actually
car.
really was a nice car. I was mad because in my driver's ed class, we had two other kids in the car with me, right? The one kid that was the most, I don't know, cautious, right? He was the one that got to drive up the first half of Bogus Basin.
Oh,
right?
very nice. Yeah.
The other kid got to drive the second half down,
You got
or got to drive down. I didn't get any time there. I only got to drive on Hill Road, and I was so mad because there was this cool road, and we were having a lot of fun. And I was back when it was
Hill Road was nice.
it
Yeah.
was crickets on Bogus, right? There was nobody there back
and like the
in
back roads are
2000
even more empty.
2006, and then
Hill Road was amazing for that.
Oh yeah, and Hill Road was just
Oh.
also crickets back there. But I also
Yeah.
so I got to drive that. But the fact that the kids got to drive these cool roads with an instructor felt more comfortable
Yeah.
than me going out by myself. So
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really liked it because he fell asleep. So I took that as a sign that I was a good driver. Because the next kid that would drive, so one guy was like me, he was good, but he was still he didn't know Boise,
Yeah.
so he couldn't find his way around. So like he'd say, okay, turn left. All right, now just circle back. We're gonna head back to school. He's like, I don't know where the school is. And I was one of those weird kids when I was 12 to 14.
You would watch when your parents went.
My kids are already doing that, which is weird.
Really?
They already know where they're going, they're going. They've learned their sense of direction of the city. But I got a map, and I memorized all the streets and where my friends' houses were. I plotted them all out on a map, so I knew how to get there. And so I knew how to get everywhere. And then
Yeah.
when I was 15, 16, I rode my bike all over the city. So
Man.
I knew how to get back.
Yeah.
So the first kid, the instructor needed to be awake, mostly to help him figure out how to get back to where we were going.
Somebody's got to keep track.
For myself, he was like, yeah, just whatever you want to do for 45 minutes, enjoy. So I'm going to go downtown. I'm going to drive up to the foothills. I'm going to do whatever I wanted. And then the third kid, he had to be awake and alert and seatbelt on
Yeah.
and ready to grab the brake and the steering wheel at any time.
Oh, man.
Because that kid did not know how to handle a car to save his life. And it was one of those things
And
where
you're trapped in the car with him.
you're
so
trapped in the back seat, and me and the other
I gotta
kid
get this grade.
are dying.
Oh no.
This kid was so bad. And when I say
sad.
so bad, it was to the point that every time he'd make a turn, he would drive and then go right down the middle of the two lanes when
no.
he'd turn into a road.
So
Yeah.
he didn't know where the middle of the car was versus where
No,
was
he had
sitting.
no depth
Oh.
perception of where he needed to be.
And the worst part is that guy probably still passed and got a driver's license
the teacher
eventually.
would scream. He's like, pick a lane, pick a lane, pick a lane. And he'd just keep getting louder and louder. And the guy's like, what are you talking? What? I'm driving down the... He's like, pick a lane. And then grab his steering wheel and pull it into the lane.
And that's the worst is like the jerk of somebody else grabbing the wheel and moving it. Because if they don't correct it really fast...
tape on the window and go like, these need to be where the lines are for the road. So when the kid would drive... Because it was scary, and I don't know if that kid ever passed or not, but I just know, like, he always like made him drive first so that we could all die, basically, and then he'd let me drive so then he could relax.
Oh my gosh!
And just like chill out from the previous kid, and then to make our way home from wherever my 45 minutes were up, he would let the other kid drive so he could get us back to the place. So. Anyway, that was my driving experience.
And on that note, that's driver's ed in the U.S. for us.
We had a lot of fun with it. So,
at least in Idaho.
Anthony, do you recommend
scroll up.
using an air blower?
We missed a couple comments here. Tim.
Looked like we missed some. Yep.
We can,
I think that's good.
Here we go.
Oh, wait, there were more.
Yeah, there's a lot more.
Oh. Riley asking me a question? No.
Oh, did you just burp? Did you just burp? That was bad.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
It's Euros.
Well, okay, that's plenty right there. Perfect.
All right,
Tim.
there we go. What's up, guys? Looking to update my towels from Marco Valdivinos. What are you guys' favorite polish removal, detail spray, spray wax, and coating removal towels? We're going to go through these pretty quick, Marco, so get ready. Favorite polish removal towels, 365s and Creatures, detail spray, and spray wax. We love Eagles for that. Coating removal, Pearls are great for that. Even 300s and 365s are also great. Damali, the chat's already over. This is all G. Davis's fault for not being here.
Oh, no. It goes till 5 o'clock
Luke
our
Berge.
time every time.
When are you going to get your 2X hoodies back in stock? I thought we had a couple 2X hoodies still. Not sure. We'd have to take a look.
We'll work on that.
Riley asks, what characteristics make up the ideal Dane car? I know you like oddballs, but what about them appeals to you?
Okay, well, without getting into specifics, because I'll bore everybody.
You have opened up Pandora's box, Riley.
I will spare you because
you
I know like
an email to Dane.
5 people because I can totally like Matt Mormon go down the rabbit hole about this stuff, but I will keep it surface level. Things that appeal to me, odd body types. If it has a hatchback or a liftback, that appeals to me much more than a trunk. Like if you have a coupe and it has a hatchback, that appeals to me way more. That's why I like the Jaguar XKR I have, is because it's a liftback. It's not just a regular trunk like an Audi S5 or something like that would be. It's little things. Like I like the idea
going to be
of
using it to put a dresser in the
It's
back.
an impractical car with a practical feature. I think that's cool.
Or
so
Cali.
that appeals to me. Other things that appeal to me, odd engine types. Like I like flat engines and larger cylinder count inline engines are cool. But you just don't see them as much. Everything is very homogenized these days, so you don't run into that a lot unless you're looking at more niche brands like Porsche has all their flats. But even then, you're looking at like the Cayenne or Panamera. You're looking at V's and those too. But anyway, rotaries are cool. I'll say that right now. But I wouldn't want to maintain one. That's just me. Other stuff. I mean, those are kind of bigger ones, but. Obviously, there's oddballs. Like I like the Honda Element, but I also like my Subaru SVX and other stuff like that. So yeah, if somebody were to show me a car and they just pointed out like to all these guys, it'd be like, "Is this a Dane car?" They could probably all agree.
Yeah, we're
yes
pretty
or
good
no.
at going
They're pretty good at guessing now.
Yeah.
They know. But yeah, that's kind of long and short of it.
Yep. Nick Stamos, Dane, you need to try the Angel Wax Bliss or Eden air fresheners. They are awesome.
Tried them.
Okay.
Dane got
What do
to
you
smell
think?
them when we were at Clean and Shiny.
Yeah.
That's true. They were.
Luke Berge, no, I'm going to blow it up because I want to hear these comments. I don't know what that means. Scott Weaver, do you prefer drying with towels or using an air blower? Towels, Scott, because we sell towels.
Well, hold on.
That's a terrible answer.
We're rushing through these awfully fast for 30 minutes left, so really quick. Do we prefer to dry with towels or using an air blower?
Honestly, it depends.
I like
think-
towels. I'm not an air guy. I like drying with towels and then using air to blow out all the cracks and crevices. Anthony.
So I think that there's 2 ways to go about doing that. Now, here's kind of my thoughts on it.
You did just buy a new All Day Anthony. You found the All Day Anthony air drying solution package that he just launched.
He has an air drying solution package that I wanted to try out, and
Yeah.
so it's the Ego blower, right?
Okay.
Same thing that Matt's running.
Oh.
I have a Metro blower, and I now have the Ego blower.
Oh, okay. So you had the Metro previously.
I had the Metro previously.
Was it cordless?
Not cordless.
Okay, so you had to attach a plug into it.
Yes. Well, it's corded. So the Metro blower how do I say this?
The blaster?
It's Metro Blaster. Yeah, sorry.
Yep.
It's a love-hate relationship. It's a 4 horsepower blaster. It's got a lot of power. Has far too much hose. This is one time where I'd like to cut back on the amount of hose I have.
You don't need that many hose.
I don't
Reduce the content of
need
hose.
that much
No,
hose. I
no,
should say.
yeah,
That was
less hose.
improper grammar.
Less hose.
So it's a long hose, and so I think that it's really odd to use. And what sucks about it is that, how do I say this? It falls on its side all the time, right? And
So
then
it's
once
kind of top heavy. Or?
it's weirdly shaped, and so it falls on its side. And next thing you know, I'm dragging it.
Yeah.
The other problem too is like everybody has with a long hose, right? It gets wrapped
Well, not
up.
everybody has a long hose.
Well, you know, it's hard to manage, right?
Right.
So basically,
What a burden.
you go to twist this thing around, right?
Right.
I'm
Well, it
always
can
worried
hurt
about it
sometimes.
flopping
Yeah.
on the car.
I'm always worried about that when I twist my long hose around in the car too.
Yeah.
Don't flop on the car
I
again.
don't want it to flop on the car.
Yeah,
No,
and so
not
I just
again.
don't want it to scratch the paint. So basically, that was always my struggle with that, but it did a good job. So that was like the trade-off, is that it did a good job. I like that it had a concentrated conical tip on it.
I'm glad you like conical tips.
So
Learning
basic-
so much
Good to
today.
know. Really great. Great information.
it did a really good job, and that's when I got the Eagle blower. I got the Eagle blower primarily actually for grass clippings, and I wanted a blower, but I thought, well, heck, if I'm already buying this, then why not use it for both things?
Sure.
So the Eagle blower has a ton of power. It's got the turbo boost button on it, which actually does a really good job. I think the thing is blowing off a car is always is really only effective if you have super low surface tension with whatever coating
Right.
or product that you have on there.
Yeah. Like if we just picked a car off of Facebook Marketplace and we washed it and we used
Oh,
a
it
blower.
would suck. It would
blow it
would be
off.
the worst.
Yeah.
You would hate it because it's going to have that hydrophilic effect, and it's going to basically just sheet everywhere but not actually come off.
Right.
And so that's where, again, it's like a love-hate relationship, because you might have certain areas in your car that are super slick and water falls right off depending on the body style and depending on how it's angled. You might have a car that has a ton of beads on the hood but just has a hard time blowing off depending on the angle or how it's sitting on the driveway. So to that effect, I think that if you have super low surface tension with a really good coating, I think a blower could be efficient in helping you get a lot of water in the case that you may not have a lot of towels, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
you only have 2 drying towels, right?
Right.
And you can't afford to soak them up immediately. Then do that method. And then grab your drying towels, grab your drying aid, do whatever you want to do that way. If you have a ton of drying towels at your dispense, then use those first. But then, like Levi said, use the blow gun attachment, use a blower, and blow out the cracks and crevices, because I don't like drying my car and then finding that I have runs coming from the gas cap, runs coming from a windowsill or something like that.
Yeah.
That's annoying. So
My biggest pet peeve.
So being able to blow that out, or even the lug nut recesses. I always blow out those lug nut recesses.
Stuff always gets left in there.
There's a lot
Next
of
day
water.
Naders.
Whoa!
Hey,
Next Day
fam.
Nation in the house.
Next day
What's up,
nation.
dude?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
all right.
See it. Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by.
That was fun.
So yeah, hopefully you got that there,
Yeah.
Scott. Rectangle. Anthony, do you recommend an Evo? My S14 needs a friend since I sold my WRX.
I think Evos are amazing. I think they're awesome. I think they're right now at this time. I think they're still pretty affordable, and I think it's
Yeah.
really nice. It'd be nice to get into one. If you can get into an 8 or 9, that's going to be the most preferred, because I think probably within the next 10 years or so, those cars will be looked at kind of maybe similar to like what a Supra would be looked at. Maybe not as much, because Supra was a
No, but
Fast
the
and
price is
Furious
going
car.
up on them.
But the price would probably go up. I just think that
Good examples will appreciate.
I just think that the Evo X, like the Evo 10, how do I say this? That is a evolution of
Literally.
No, hold on. Let me
The
say
Lancer
this.
evolution.
No, it is a
Tell
it
me
is-
more.
It is an evolution
Mhm.
that
You're right,
of
Anthony. That's the kind of car it
Mazda
is.
speed owners. I think the Evo X attracts a certain type of person, and I think they have been SRT4 owner, neon SRT4 owners in their life, Mazda Speed 3 owners, or
Okay.
Focus ST owners, and then they
Okay, all right.
graduate and they're like, I have an Evo now, and I have an Evo X. It's amazing. I'm like, no, like that's kind of like mostly a Hyundai, but it's
Or they're like me and they make a bunch of weird lateral moves in the car hierarchy.
I just think that the Evo 8 and 9 has the true Japanese feel, just like a Blaueye or a Hawkeye STI would.
Because the 10 became like a world platform, where prior they were almost not technically a world platform.
Your 7, 8, 9 are going to be more that raw
They were
feeling.
still
it's
a
super
Japanese car that they had to convert the steering wheel over to sell in the U.S.
But with that said, though, I still think the X has a lot of nice features to it. Like I think the seats are really nice. They're super aggressive. I really like those. I think that it has a slightly nicer interior. But outside of that, though, they're so common and they're so everywhere that.
Well, and the problem is, here's the thing: is the base Lancer looks a lot like the X in that generation, whereas with the previous gens, there's obviously a difference between a base.
Now,
Lancer
I would
and
hands
Evo.
down, I would take an Evo X over a WRX any day because there is one Evo X to 20 WRXs on the road
all
Yeah.
the
all day
WRXs
long.
here.
So I would still take an Evo over that. But if you can find the 8 or a 9, I think you would love it. I think you'd have a really good time as long as it wasn't thrashed or beat to all hell. So something to think
There
about.
you go.
Yeah.
Luke Berge,
All
dude,
things to
in
consider.
Pennsylvania, it's $40 for your permit and nothing for your license test.
Huh.
But I didn't take driver's ed.
What?
Prime Detail, Connecticut, would the FTW double as a good drying towel because it's twisted loop? Yes. We actually found that they worked great when we were in Monterey for drying all those cars. Whoa.
Oh my.
This popped
Leave that
on
up
there.
there.
They worked really great for drying. Even though they were still small, we were able to get a lot of liquid off of them, and we were able to wring them out and reuse them. So that worked out really well, and they dried a lot quicker.
It's like having a twist and shout, but in a 16 by 16 size.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Carissa Thomas, my German friend, tells me that there are 2 tests in Germany, one for day driving and one for night driving. I wouldn't doubt it.
If true, that's wonderfully
Yeah.
thorough, and I would expect nothing less from
Yeah.
the Germans.
Venom, have you guys ever used any Chemical Guys products? If so, which ones, and did you like them? Yeah, I've used some, and they work. They work for what they're intended to do.
We've been sent some of their air
Yeah.
fresheners and stuff before. I know we've
there's
used those
nothing.
around the office.
There's
for
nothing
fun.
wrong with the products. They all do what they're supposed to.
They're functional.
Yeah, they work.
I've used them.
Yeah.
I would think that if you're asking me, like my favorite one would be, because I mean I've used a lot of them. I've used a
Now you
lot
got
in the
stuff in
line.
your garage at home.
I don't know if I have an exact
Well,
favorite.
you were introduced to them. All Day Anthony did a video on
Yeah.
Chemical Guys products.
Yeah, I watched this
I
video
remember,
many years ago.
Yeah.
And I think that there are a handful of those where in which I still like to this day. Like for example, the Diablo wheel gel, right?
Yeah.
It smells really good. It smells
Yeah.
like bubble gum.
Yeah.
Actually clings pretty well. Does a pretty good job cleaning when you're agitating it. Not bad. The Honeydew Snow Foam smells great.
I always heard of people
Um,
like that.
People really like that a lot. Produces a pretty good foam. Next to that, though, oh gosh, I know that a lot of people like their leather cleaner system, their leather cleaner and conditioner, which is awesome. That's good. And outside of that, though, I think that most people like using their products because they smell good and they do exactly what they say they do.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong in the line. You know, people give them crap or whatever for marketing and all that kind of stuff. But in reality, the products work.
Well-
they do what they're intended to do.
And the marketing was effective because a lot of people's first products that they go to when they're looking outside of what's available on a car part, store
Yeah,
shelf
as they go to
is something like, oh, Chemical Guys, because they see that because that pops up in a YouTube ad or something like
Yeah.
that, or they
Yep.
see one of their videos or something like that.
Yeah,
It gets 'em.
exactly. Hansi, and when you pass, you have to buy $60 USD for the card. So that's your driver's license. There you go, bud. Danny Israel, Savage Geese, just did a great video about new drivers training at a track with pro drivers. I'll have to check that out.
Savage
Luke
Geese is
Berge says
awesome.
he did 75% of his permit driving in a 2017 F-250. Fernando Garcia says,
big truck
nice. Yeah, Luke, that's a big truck.
Man.
And then our friend Adam Patali.
Hey,
Hey, what's
Adam.
up, guys? Loving the live stream. See you at SEMA. We will, man. We'll
Yeah.
see you there. That's awesome. Ryan Rigdon says, Adam's here? Whoa. Danny Israel. Adam Patali waving at him. Bait Addict. Whoa, Adam.
You never know who's
so,
watching, guys.
Way to go, Adam.
Just
Bringing
don't
in the magic right there. We appreciate it. We will see you at SEMA. We always like seeing you guys there. Getting to catch up and talk. So
Yeah.
Riley S. Anthony, you look thirsty. You better have some more water.
Dude, I don't
and
think I
then
can drink
crumple the
anymore.
empty gallon.
I think-
Look.
I feel really
Dane's
sick.
gonna work on his last 8 ounces.
Like
here.
I feel like when I did that first chug, I think I shouldn't have done that, and I think that I started to really feel that in my core. It
Like
was
you were
not.
too full of liquid.
man.
Yeah.
Okay,
like, not
that's
a
also
good
called
thing.
your stomach.
Oh,
So-
well.
Well,
Speaking of Christopher Beard, speaking of SEMA, how hard is it to get in? What all would I have to do to get in since I don't own an automotive business? But if I get this job, I'll be working for an online wholesale car auction. So, Christopher, you can go to semashow.com, click on Attend the Show, then click on Attendee. It will give you the requirements that you need to submit to purchase a badge to the SEMA Show. I think it costs about $40. So, semashow.com, attendee, or attend the show, and then click on the next box, attendee. And then it will give you all the stuff you need. There's 2 forms of ID that you need to submit. One could be a business license, a pay stub for a company that shows that you are in the automotive field, and then usually business card, things like that. There's a lot. You got to go through it, see if you qualify for any of those.
and you can look out for like companies doing offers like G-Technic did a
Sometimes there's giveaways.
prize
Yeah.
basically where the prize was you get to go to SEMA with them.
Yep. So, Yoshi, speaking of driver's ed, when I was in high school, the local Chevy dealer provided vehicles for the local high school. And for some reason that year, they decided it was a good idea to have, bunch of sophomores driving around in Chevy 3500 dualies. That's awesome.
Awesome. Dangerous, but
Yeah.
awesome.
Luke Berge says, let's hear the dad voice, Levi. I already did that for you the other day, Luke, when you texted me.
That sounds strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony hates when he has issues with the runs.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true. Especially while using his hose.
Yeah, that's also true.
Don't like having runs when you got your hose. Rectangle says,
Stop
Nate!
using 'em then.
What was hashtag next day Nate? Actually dying. That's awesome. Yoshi, we were in the first class of the day, and the driving instructor, the basketball coach, would love to make us go through drive-thrus to get breakfast. Oh,
Mine did the same thing.
that would be great. Yeah, I'd
Yep.
appreciate that as well. Bait Addict, good advice regarding drying. I noticed that using a blower first resulted in a lot of excess water being in the cracks and crevices. End up with some drips, even though you're super thorough. Yeah, there's still water dripping through all the channels and going through all the stuff from top to bottom. You got to remember they engineer a lot of those channels for water to run and exit the body. So I
Yeah.
feel like if you're giving your car enough time with the towel to let it dry, use the towel to dry, you're allowing that water to kind of make its way down the vehicle and where it needs to go to get out. And then after you've wiped it, then you can start blowing and get the rest of the excess water out of those areas.
Yeah.
It'll also help, again, top to bottom, path of least resistance. So, Danny Israel, Anthony, what TRC towels did you pack with you for a casual trip to Oktoberfest?
Fun fact, I actually did bring some towels with
Fender,
me.
Fender Defenders?
You did?
No, I actually brought some 365s, and the reason why I brought them was because
Wipe up, I understand.
For what?
All the sauerkraut you were eating.
Yeah,
Oh.
Oh.
yeah. Okay,
God,
it's
it
kind of
is
gross.
officially-
Wow.
You're going
so-
to Oktoberfest. You gotta keep a 365 on your
I
hip.
mean, you know, honeymoons, all that sauerkraut.
No,
Just
so I had
normal things.
my lens cloths with me for
very
I had
nice.
those for cleaning off my phone, my Nintendo Switch, and my glasses, of course.
The
And then
essentials.
The 365s were actually I brought those to clean my shoes because I only brought so many pairs of shoes that I wanted to make sure that
You dried them off.
through walking in the rain and things like that was going to happen in Europe, I wanted to be able to clean them off and make them look nice again. Fun fact,
That was
though,
what your bathrobe's for.
I had what I had no idea was that those hotels in Europe apparently provide shoe cleaners.
Oh, very nice.
So
well, you guys
like,
were
so you get
living
like,
the high life.
so you get like your lotions, and you have all that stuff,
Mhm.
and then you have like a little packaged thing that just says shoe cleaner on it, and it's a dual-sided foam applicator.
Okay.
One side has a scrubby material, and then the other side has a conditioning soft foam. So basically, you get water, put it on the scrubby side, scrub your shoes, then flip it over to shine your shoes up.
Very nice.
Honestly, it was amazing. It was a great. It was.
Did you bring
super
lots
cool.
of those home?
Perfect for your
Jason Dornstar would
No.
be proud.
I only
for
had-
your Nikes.
No, oh, I did. I cleaned my Nikes like twice, and they look brand new again.
Flashy.
So, anyway,
Moving down
Bait
the
Addict
list.
noted that if I dry the car first, then blow out the cracks, I don't end up with any. Yep. Douglas Clark says Chemical Guys 109. Perfect. Hans, didn't Anthony make a video for Chemical Guys? No.
You're confusing with All Day
Yeah,
Anthony.
All Day
Common
Anthony,
mistake.
early on in his career, made a video utilizing the Chemical Guys bucket setup that he got at like Walmart or Costco
Like a
or something.
foam
like
gun and the
that. Yeah, had all the fun
I
stuff.
don't remember.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and watch his videos.
Yeah. Derek Harrison, is there a long-lasting interior dressing that you recommend? Long-lasting interior dressing, like what are you looking to get out of it, Derek? And how often are you waiting to let it sit? Is this for a customer, for yourself? Most interior dressings are only, depends on the dressing that you're putting on. If you're looking for like a permanent dressing, kind of go for like something like an interior coating for the plastics and vinyl.
This is for the panels, not the upholstery.
Things like
right?
that. Otherwise, if you're looking for just a normal daily interior dressing that you can do once a week, any of the interior dressings on the market work great for that kind of setup.
Yeah, any water-based dressing, if that's what you want to do.
Yep. Adam Thurman, did we recap Morgan's trip to Rupes? I must have missed it.
No,
we did not
actually.
recap it. We might save that for next week for Monday's podcast.
That's what I was thinking.
That way, she can talk about it and we can have some fun with it. Douglas Clark, glugging the water makes you fit, huh? Next live, do burgers.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think the chugging of the water makes us fit.
not the
It's just
act of chugging.
Active action of drinking a lot of water.
Using those muscles.
We're just trying to drink a lot of water. So, all right, Acadia Wash Shop. Will there be a video coming out of Ivan working on Dane's Jag?
Yes, I've been working on it for like 2-3 weeks now, but the problem is, of those 3 weeks, I've only really been able to work on it for like a week.
Yep.
So,
Morgan, do you want to read this
I'll
one?
get to do it eventually.
Yeah.
Too many other things going on. Sorry.
Dane, what would you know about honeymoons?
Oh,
Hashtag get Dane to propose 2020.
Oh, very
throwing
nice.
it on
Love
a guy.
that. Beautiful.
Oh, man.
Starting that off for Luke. I want to appreciate that.
Yeah.
New hashtag, get Dane to propose 2020.
Kind of a long hashtag.
Have those babies. Yeah.
Provide those grandchildren for the rag company.
You know what doesn't work on
James.
people having
Create
children?
the next
telling
heir.
them they should have children.
The next
forcing them
heir
to have
to the
children.
throne.
Kids
Oh.
tend to resent
You know.
that,
I
and then
think
people
Dane
resent
is
their kids.
triggered. I think we triggered a little.
Little bit. All right.
Something.
Hashtag don't procreate.
Procreate.
Ooh. That's a little harsh the other direction, but like, hey, you do you, boo.
JC, hey guys, tomorrow I'm going to UM Distributors, like I said last week. Anxious to get my first double twist wrist 20 by 24. Awesome, JC. Have fun there. Tell everybody hello for us.
Yes.
Rectangle, yeah, Hans, I remember that video from All Day Anthony. He influenced me into buying the bucket. Hashtag AD. Adam Thurman says, oh yeah, that's a better platform. I'm excited to hear about it. Douglas Clark, Car Pro Pearl is a worker. Okay.
Noted out of
Yeah.
nowhere. But
Good work,
yeah,
Douglas.
There
Yeah,
you go.
it's good stuff. Venom, my personal favorite products from Chemical Guys are VO7 Detail Spray, Invisible No Scent, or Colors APC, their leather system, VRT, citrus washing gloss, and maybe a few more, but not many.
I'm familiar
Okay,
with the
well, that's
VRT and
cool.
Citrus Wash and the VO7.
I think VRT is pretty highly regarded.
Yeah.
I think that for sure. And I think the citrus wash and gloss is something that most people are able to pick up at Walmart now,
Yeah.
which is and that's the other thing. I mean, to their point, I think that when they first appeared in Walmart, right? People were like, "Oh, they're in Walmart, right? Blah blah blah," right? I think for people looking into getting into other styles of detailing products, away from the traditional Meguiar's and Mothers and
Point is,
Turtle
is
Wax and all that.
I like I said, I always like to refer to that as a gateway drug.
Yeah, it is.
It's
absolutely.
the point is
First,
that,
the person has to care enough to use a product
right,
at all.
exactly.
Then from there we can talk.
Yeah, because you've got to be able to wash your own car. And if you can't wash your own car, you're not going to, if you can't wash your own car and you don't have a desire to do it, you're never going to get into it. But if you take that first step of going like, you know what, I want to wash my car today,
Yeah.
and I want to do it right or do it better than maybe, like we've said, dish soap and a bucket that you borrowed from your mom's house, get yourself a nice bucket, get yourself a good wash mitt, and get yourself some proper car wash soap. If they're buying a Chemical Guys car wash soap, or they're buying a Meguiar's, or they're buying a Mother's, or they're buying an Adams, or they're buying any of those things, that's all great because it gets them started. Because then they'll look at whatever brand they're purchasing, they'll look at it and go, ooh, that was really nice. I really like that. What else do they have?
Yeah.
And that's where it starts off.
Expanding the horizons.
Right.
It has to start somewhere.
Maybe they'll only wash it and they'll do the tire. They'll dress the tires.
Yeah.
Or they'll dress the tires. While they're dressing the tires, that first wash, they'll notice their wheels are still a little dirty, and they're like, I wonder what I can do to clean wheels. Get some searching. Then they start looking for a wheel cleaner or a wheel brush or things of that nature.
And then they're
maybe they
shocked
go,
at how
while
many
they-
options there are.
Then as they keep washing the paint, they start noticing, man, I should probably put some protection in this, because now they're actually looking at their paint. They're starting to notice the scratches. They're starting to notice the dullness. They're starting to notice the water behavior.
Yeah.
And that gets them on to the next step. How do I make it shiny? How do I make it slick? How do I get the water beating that I see other people get?
Mm-hmm.
That gets them started into the next step. And they just keep going.
Yeah.
Then it gets them into the videos, into the detailing series, into all this stuff. And that's when they start making the next step of, what kind of polisher can I use? What kind of tools and equipment can I use? And that gets them started. They start seeing the rest of the brands. They start making those waves over there. It's just like a kid, just like we're saying with driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, Morgan, what are your thoughts on that? When you were first getting into it, when you were getting into it, do you have a perception of what Chemical Guys
What
was
was
to
your
you? Or,
path?
yeah, what was your path? Was it kind of one thing to the next?
I'm trying to remember because my dad always used griots. So,
You're a Griots family.
well, we had like one of those buckets in the garage, like one of the,
Yeah.
the big like storage buckets
Yeah, everything
full of
was in
like
it.
his old stuff. So there
Yeah.
was like wax in there was clay in there was those one of those big drying towels, which I'm pretty sure cotton, because I think it was from
yeah. Yeah, most
before-
people, if they're not
no.
super into detailing, they'll have like a bath towel in there.
Davis
It's kind of
Yeah,
ratty.
from the
yeah,
back.
Yeah,
From
yeah,
the
exactly.
back,
So
the
there
far
was
back.
there was just like that little collection of things, and like once I got my car, we missed something, I think.
Oh no,
Alright,
I
keep
see.
going.
I see the
We're
last
listening.
comment. That's what they're laughing at because G. Davis suddenly appeared.
Oh God.
But anyway, continue.
But anyway, so that was kind of like the first thing for me, and I was like, oh, like I have all of this stuff of my dad's, but it's not mine. It's
Right,
pretty.
yeah.
It's pretty old because most of it was his from when he had his M3. He didn't have it anymore, so now it was just kind of stuff that was left over. And
You had
when I
an
got my car,
E36, right?
30,
36
Yeah.
or 30.
36.
Okay, I was gonna say E30 M3. Whoa.
No.
E36
Yeah,
M3.
he had
Okay.
an E36.
Yeah.
It was Dakar yellow. It was a 4-door. It
Nice.
was the best. But I was like, well, I want to get my own new stuff. So the internet's out. I also always got like those catalogs
Yep.
around like Christmas
Ooh.
time, and my parents were like, "Oh, what do you want?" And obviously, like they would all, come in the mail, and we would look through them and like make a list or whatever.
Right.
And so that's kind of just how it started. And I got kits, or I ordered some of my own stuff. I remember a long time ago, I actually did a giveaway with Chemical Guys
Nice.
stuff. It was a 10K
Nice.
giveaway. When I hit
Nice.
10,000 followers, I like ordered a bunch of stuff, and I was like, yeah.
Giving it away. Nice.
Mhm.
Feeling legit.
Yeah, isn't that great? Isn't that a great story?
It is
guys?
a
It's
good
a great
story.
story. It's always fun to hear where people come
yeah.
from.
Yeah.
So,
Tone Zors, hashtag Dane Date, don't procreate.
not saying the two are mutually exclusive, but
Yeah, Rectangle, where is G. Davis? The show is about to end. Douglas Clark, come to Glasgow and meet Angel Wax. Douglas,
we met Mr. Hogg himself.
Yeah, we met him at Waxstock, but we were in Glasgow in July.
Yeah.
We were there. We ate at the Triumph, and where were we at? The Triumph and Ducati.
Yes.
We went and had lunch there. It's delicious.
I loved it.
That's where we fell in love with Iron Brew.
Yeah.
So we
Had
were there.
Great chili.
Douglas,
I
should
on-
have jumped in there. And
I
helped
sat
us.
on a ton of V4s.
Yeah.
I sat on all those Ducati V4s because we
Mhm.
don't really have those in Boise, and just drooled over
Yeah.
all these other bikes
just
that
made
I
sure he touched all of
cannot
them.
afford
Yeah,
ever.
it's a good time.
It was good.
Desmedici, too.
Kevin Rodriguez, how long should I take on a wash clay, one-step polish, and sealant on a dusty car? I feel like I'm taking way too long. Should be about an hour and a half to 2 hours tops for everything. Yoshi, a lot of people talk about Chemical Guys, but a lot of people started out with either with their products or watching their videos on YouTube and make their way down the endless pit of detailing. Correct,
Yeah.
Yoshi.
If you jump back a
Exactly
few
what we
minutes,
talked
I
about.
was saying exactly that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And here we go. The man, the myth, the legend, G. Davis, from the back.
Oh, man.
Sense by Anthony presents the
grand
smell
slam.
of a young German men enjoying themselves.
G.
Del
Davis
Molly,
knows
about
when to
time,
make
G.
an
Davis.
I don't know, like what that scent would be. Smoky. There'd be cigarettes. There would be
Cigarettes, sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut.
Do I really have to
meat.
say it's
beer.
musty
Yeah.
because it's musky?
It
musty.
is. It is musty.
Yeah.
And it
There
is
we go.
musky.
Bait Addict, Chemical Guys makes good stuff. Their soaps are very good too. Their pad cleaner's great. A lot of stuff is okay, but some are gems. Bait Addict, G. Davis, throwing up emoji. Damali laughing. G. Davis, Anthony, my teenage neighbor wants to learn detailing and also impregnate his coworkers. Any advice?
I have no
Don't.
advice for. I have.
Yes
yeah.
and no.
I have
Yes to the first one,
saying
no
the
to the
wrong
second.
saying the wrong thing is an important
Yeah, you
thing
don't wanna
into
say that.
not doing that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Venom 9600, have you guys used the new Grios G9? I'm hearing from others like Auto Fanatic and Brian from Apex that it's smooth and very quiet, rivaling or better that the Roops. We have
Ooh.
not. Sorry, Venom. We don't have anything to say on that. 'cause
No,
we
we'd
don't
have
have
to
it.
try to see.
Danny
want
Israel,
Roops.
I have a detail garage, Chemical Guys, 5 minutes from my house, but I still get shipped from TRC. Great products, great customer service, great people, and you guys share a ton of knowledge. Thanks, Danny. We appreciate it.
Thanks,
bud.
man.
Arcadia Wash Shop, G. Davis, you are a true genius.
This is true.
It is.
Carissa Thomas, Gateway Cleaning. I started with Eco Wash because of the water restrictions in California. Then went to Clay, Glaze, Jet Seal. Then bought a Torque. Chemical Guys did start my car love.
And there you
Awesome.
go.
Wowo's, aw man, didn't know you guys were in Glasgow. You should have said. I'm not upset. I'm just souls destroying disappointed.
Still sounds pretty bad, man.
Pretty sure,
devastating.
yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure we told a lot of people we were in Glasgow.
We tried to
So,
let people know.
we tried to
So-
hang out with
Yoshi.
people.
Yoshi says, "Ha ha ha! G. Davis might be late, but he came with some hard hitters as always.
Oh yeah,
as
you
always.
can't break him.
It's not the number of quotes. It's just when and where
Yeah,
he decides
quality over quantity.
to knock one out there.
Venom 96600 says, "I do understand the hate Chemical Guys get. Example: their leather cleaner and invisible APC are the exact same product, just repackaged. Well, maybe not the exact
Probably
same
more to
product.
that.
They probably have a different color. They probably have
Yeah.
maybe different something in them.
They
so
might have a different ingredient in it that work on different parts of the.
But
don't know
we're
that.
not them, so we don't, know for sure.
So,
So Corey Wagner says, I also have an E36 M3, and it's almost as fun to drive as my M2. Love me some old Beamers.
Good choices.
I really want an M2. When I was in Germany and I was seeing
Yeah.
some of the M2s there, I really would love one, but I think that I would have to get rid of the Evo, and I have to think to myself, how good is the performance of the M2 versus the Evo, and if it's
Well,
worth
it's not
it.
like it really mattered anyway, because he'd need to drive it
you'd have to
first.
drive it.
Yeah.
I don't have to drive anything. I can just look at it.
You can, but
So what is the performance
just
matter if you're
saying,
just
you
looking
know,
at it?
exactly.
It's
once-
nice to know.
Let's just say
it's
once little Anthony arrives,
it's
you're not going to have anything that's going to be looking.
He
looking
just
at-
wants
you're
to
not gonna
look at something
anything.
and know he could take somebody to Gapplebee's if he really wanted
it's that
to.
big
Please
cop
don't say
energy
that.
is what it
It
is.
is the big cop energy.
the big cop energy is
Yeah,
what
I
it is.
understand. That's totally fine. All right, Christopher Beard, guys, we are done. We're going to knock out these real quick. If we're going to talk about Chemical Guys, can we bring up good old Masterson's Car Care? I know your guys' opinion of him, but what are your thoughts of his product line? We haven't had a chance to really go through it. And
The
play
only
with some
experience
stuff.
I've had with this product line are some air fresheners
Yep.
we were sent.
Yeah.
Venom,
And those were strong.
I can also say the same thing for McGuire's, Turtle Wax, and more for making too many of the same products. It's true. Luke Berge, Armor All started mine. That's a lot of us all
That
started
makes-
with that too.
Yeah,
Luke,
makes a lot
so
of sense, Luke.
It's like the
All right,
Armor
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on the Q&A. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all of you who from all over the world who watch us every single day. We really appreciate it. Thanks to Adam Patali for jumping in and,
Yeah, that was
and saying hello. That was very nice. Appreciate it. And thanks to all of you guys. Yay, John, you made it
John
just
comes
in
at
time.
the last 2 seconds.
Yeah. But again, thank you everybody that makes this possible every week for us. Tim is behind this wall here,
Shout to Tim.
knocking it out, making it happen every single week. Send him a little email of congratulations or
Yeah.
thanks to Tim.
Send him an email.
Tim at theragcompany.com.
leave
Tell him how much you love
comments
it.
on this after it's
And,
done processing,
yeah.
showering Tim with praise.
We appreciate it. He really works hard to keep this
Yes, he
going
does.
for us. So, as always, guys, hope you guys have a good time. Dane?
All right, guys, you know the drill. So if you haven't subscribed already, I don't know why. Maybe you're new here, but you really should. So subscribe to this and subscribe to our main channel. Well, actually, the Rad Company podcast channel and the Rad Company channel. They're two different things. Subscribe to both. Hit the bell so you know when we're putting out new videos, which can happen at random. You just don't know. Otherwise, keep coming back on Thursdays for Q&A and keep coming back on Mondays on the Rad Company podcast channel for our podcast. With that said, everything else, we're saying bye. Adios.
See you guys.